Well, welcome to Fanfiction Friday, hosted by SneakyDevil as always. While I'm waiting for Atin to get his fucking shit together like he said he would, and actually come join me for some fanfiction review, I'm just gonna keep continuing writing my own fanfiction that I've been working on. When will this motherfucker get here?
I was in the bathroom.
I know. That was my guess. All right. Now that you're here, I don't have to work on my own fanfiction. Get right into it.
Indeed.
All right, so I'm sending you. It's the ODST one. I know you linked it earlier, but I'll just link it right back at you.
Works for me. Bear in mind, I was going through Star Wars looking for decent stuff, and it was a Star Wars Halo ODST crossover, so I haven't read any of this. I was just like,
I looked at the summary and I was like, wow, this is if it's not bad, then I will be surprised.
Oh, I'm looking at the first paragraph, Sneaky. We've already got terrible dialogue.
Yeah, I know. So it's promising to be a good time.
Yes.
Let's see. Okay? I got 1% frame drop rate going on here, but
That doesn't really matter with not moving screen.
I suppose. Max said I should rescale my output to 720, so I'm gonna go flip the stream off and flip it back on. I mean, even if it doesn't matter that much, come on, Twitch, work with me here. Work with me.
Oh, Twitch will never work with you.
Nah, Twitch is probably never gonna work with me now.
Twitch only fights you.
Yeah, Twitch is pretty much 100% fighting me all the way. I still do not understand why I'm listed as mature. I mean, yeah, I curse a lot, but I mean, fucking hell, you know, Overwatch isn't listed as mature. Fucking half the games with guns and violence aren't listed as mature.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I mean...
But somehow it's mature if I say fuck a couple times? Shooting people, that's fine. Kids can see that. Oh, what's this? He said a bad word? Better censor him.
Maybe it's because we do occasionally cover adult content.
I mean, it's certainly possible.
Now, I mean, granted, for the
most
part,
I think shooting people should be considered adult content. You know?
I mean, I'm not saying I don't agree with you here. Please don't think that.
Yeah, no.
But as far as Overwatch is an M-rated game, so...
Well, yeah, but it's not listed as mature on Twitch.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, like Overwatch isn't M-rated, but conversely, hold on, let me check the rating. But I'm pretty sure Rainbow Six Siege is.
On Twitch?
No. I'm saying rating pending. Really, I doubt the rating is pending on Rainbow Six Siege, guys.
It is a mostly multiplayer focused game, so it's entirely possible they are rating pending. You know what I mean?
I mean, I hear you, but in that case, then it would just say this far in. I think they would say something like "not available."
I mean, I guess.
This is not helpful.
Alright, well, it seems my connection has leveled out, which means and YouTube's having an aneurysm.
Yeah, okay. So if you go to buy it on Steam, Rainbow Six is classified as mature, and you have to verify that you are above 18 to look at it. So I don't know why when they stream stuff like when they stream that, when they stream tournaments of that, I don't know why you're allowed to just look at that without it being marked mature. Now, maybe I'm just clueless, and like I changed some Twitch setting a while back to just be like, look, I don't care if it's mature. I'm 18.
No, because I've gone through all my Twitch settings, and it still tells me that this is a mature show. Click here to continue watching it. So I mean, I'm curious what got us that mature rating.
Yeah.
Because apparently shooting people is fine. But
yeah. But anyway, we're live. So.
Yeah. I've already introduced the stream. I've already introduced you. So yeah, let's get down with it.
All right. All right. So, well, since I submitted this one, I'll certainly take the first little bit of this. It's the least I can do.
Yeah, yeah.
A pair of clones walk down the street doing their regular. Well, that's the wrong form of their. I'm sorry, but
they were doing their. Don't you know?
I don't normally care about grammar things that small. I really don't. But that, come on. It's your first sentence. Through one of the many residential sectors of Coruscant. Hey, Blue, did you hear about the Chancellor's assassination last month? Ah, that's a pretty casual thing to drop. The Chancellor's assassination.
Well, just start it fucking right off with that. Why don't you? Holy fuck.
Okay, hey everybody, the big bad's dead. That deserved a wee bit more fanfare than a couple of clones being like, yeah, that was kind of interesting. Motherfucker, if the Chancellor had been assassinated, you can bet that Coruscant would be on lockdown for months. They would have been like, okay, we got the guy who assassinated the Chancellor. He hasn't been able to leave the planet. We know because we haven't let any ships leave. It's time to comb the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least the first, several million levels of it.
A man in black and red armor sniped him in the head with a slug thrower.
Blue answered. Slug thrower, where the hell do you get those? Storm said with surprise in his voice. Well, you didn't capitalize Storm. First of all...
They also didn't capitalize Blue.
No. But they did capitalize Storm, 2 sentences ago. Also, point of order, clone troopers absolutely know where the hell you get slug throwers. The answer is Trandoshans.
Yeah, actually.
There's an old Republic Commando joke for everybody. Dated myself horribly. But no, slug throwers are not that rare.
Yeah, not very rare.
I don't know, but they want us on the lookout for him. They continued walking when they suddenly got a transmission. I'm sorry. You expect me to believe that this wasn't some kind of fucking general order? Fucking Chancellor gets assassinated. Pretty sure every single clone would have been given a new standing order. Be on the lookout for some douchebag in black and red armor. He shot the Chancellor.
Yeah, but I mean, how effective is that lookout going to be really? It's you shot him in black and red armor. Well, my armor is clearly blue and white. I'm not the person that shot him.
No, I know, but still, like, Republic High Command would have been like, hey, be on the lookout for suspicious armored individuals or something.
No,
Like,
I know, but I'm just, saying it's very silly that an entire month has passed and they're still looking for someone in black and red armor.
I mean, yeah, but that's hardly the biggest problem here. Anyway,
It's the problem I choose to acknowledge.
what for the sake of your soul? Anyway. They continued walking when they suddenly got a transmission from the wrong form of there again. Commanding officer, Blue, Storm, I need you two to check out a noise complaint at a apartment complex. I'll send you the coordinates.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but do clones, I always assumed that everyone called clones by their number, and only clones, like, in squads called each other names.
It depends. A lot of the Jedi generals, if they were particularly close to a clone, would use the nicknames. Well, as a general rule, most of the time, the Jedi generals did use
The nicknames,
those. In fact, the ones who refused to use nicknames and called them by number designations were seen as dicks.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm just saying that's how it was.
I'm just saying the radio operators would be using their numbers and not their nicknames.
It depends. Honestly, it really depends, because most of the time, if they're doing a patrol on Coruscant, no, I don't know how it works, how it is in the new expanded universe, because like I said, I haven't seen all the new Clone Wars stuff. But generally, a patrol on Coruscant was essentially leave.
Well, I mean,
they couldn't actually give them
but
leave.
gotta keep in mind though is like they're supposed to be on alert.
I know. It's one of those things. Like, it's weird, especially because, if you have the same radio operators, yeah, you'll probably start calling them by a nickname, if for no other reason than because Blue and Storm is faster than, FN 2817.
I mean, because the other problem there is like the naming conventions. Again, they're all fucking clones, so they all think similarly to an extent.
They were all given the same training.
They're all gonna roughly come up with the same fucking names.
Well, yeah, no, that is one of the things that's been documented. Is there are plenty of instances of clone troopers having the same nickname because, well, first off, many of them had nicknames that are either from or derivative of Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Because that was the culture that was the closest thing to a culture they were raised with.
Yeah, obviously.
Now, some of them, for whatever reason, took different names.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all generally would have nicknames along the same sort. Yes. Anyway. The commanding officer then sent the coordinates to them. Okay, this is a point of order with the English language. We've covered this last week. We're covering this again because this mistake continues to be made. It's redundant. You don't have to tell us the commanding officer sent them the coordinates because he just said he would.
Yeah.
The only reason you bring that up again is if
there's something being added to it.
Is if there's something being added to it, or if he's not sending them. That's the only two reasons to bring that up.
As he was sending the coordinates to them, an explosion sounded off in the distance or something,
Yeah. Or several seconds followed and, Control, I thought you were going to send us those coordinates.
Yeah, something like that.
Something along those lines. Anyway, either of those worked. The coordinates were not far from them, so they quickly set off. What do you think we'll find? Complete lack of punctuation, Blue asked as they walked towards the apartment building. Probable some partying kids, Storm said with a laugh. Okay. Now, I could be wrong here, but... oh god, what are you laughing about?
It's just this whole fucking thing.
Yeah, I hear that. But this is just the thing. Coruscant has a police force that rivals the population of small worlds.
Yeah.
It's the Coruscant police force.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there's the Senate security force, and on top of that, there's the Senate guards.
And there's also the Republic Army.
Well, the Republic Army was mostly phased out by the clones.
Yeah.
But all that is suffice to say, you would not take 2 clone troopers and send them to investigate a domestic fucking noise complaint.
Yeah, and even if, because I'm calling it now, I have not read the ahead at all.
No, I haven't either.
Even then, the author's probably gonna have this be the part where the clones find the guy, because, I don't know, because the author couldn't come up with a better fucking idea than domestic noise complaint.
Yeah, you can't have him trying to take out another figure, or they found some genetic evidence, or hey, shit,
as I previously said, an explosion occurs and they're like, we have to check this out.
Yeah, or even hell, someone, heck, the cleaning staff was going through an apartment room and they found a fucking giant ass slug thrower that wasn't registered, or that they were told about,
Or like, literally, if you just assassinated what is effectively the president of the galaxy, what you're not going to do is get a fucking noise complaint and get arrested by the cops and found out because of that.
Yeah. Especially not because, now, we don't know this from without reading ahead, but based on the story, it's an ODST.
Well, yeah, obviously from the name and the summary.
It's an ODST.
It's an ODST.
Like, obviously it's an ODST. And to which my response to that is, a motherfucking ODST. He's got a sniper rifle, which means he was an ODST-trained sniper.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how far into the Covenant War this is, but even
point.
during the Covenant War, the ODST snipers were, certainly at the beginning of the Covenant War, trained in counter-terror sniper tactics, because that's what their primary role would have been. And I can guarantee you that training would have continued.
Yeah.
Because the UNSC doesn't just drop something like that.
I mean, hell, it's still useful even against, it would still be useful even in the battlefield. Just drop a couple, ODST snipers in and use them to harass.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, to counter-terror sniper, you need to know how to terror sniper.
Yeah. But so, yeah, he would be trained in not getting caught.
Yeah, fucking exactly.
Anyway, when they reached the location, it was a place they knew too well. Wrong form of two. I'm beginning to think this guy isn't English. I'm gonna check that out. Can you carry on?
I suppose I could. Yeah.
Author's written 5 stories for Star Wars, Kung Fu Panda, Halo, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Zootopia. No, this person says they are from the USA.
Yeah. They say they're from the USA, eh?
They say they are. The account is from 2013. Hello, friends, and welcome. My name is Levi, and I'm a writer of fanfiction. My stories can be a pleasure for you to read, and I hope you give them a chance and hopefully enjoy what I've written. I'm an avid writer, and many things have been jotted down in my notebook during my spare time. Everything from fairy tale to Transformers, War and Peace, politics, and poems, but I've only posted a few things here. One would think, why not post most of that? Some of them. Well, because most of those stories are practice in preparation for stories I post on here for you to enjoy. I warn you, there are no scheduled updates. He works on the stories casually, bursts of inspiration, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Yeah, casually
okay. Well,
indeed.
This is the author's fourth story. Now, I don't know how old you are, author, but this is your 4th story, and this level, just simple, fine, you're sticking with the traditional method of dialogue in the same paragraph like it's a book, fine, you're perfectly allowed to do that. But this level of grammar, not acceptable.
I'm sorry, well, I've never seen dialogue in the same paragraph before. in a book.
No, I mean, no, I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There might be other languages out there that do it.
But not English, yeah.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
To
But
my
it's,
knowledge, not English.
yeah. At first, I was like, sure, he has to be wrong, but no, just flipping through a couple of the books around my room, I'm like, yeah, I guess he's right, I've just never thought about it.
Yeah. It's
Anyway,
not something you think about until, you see it and you're like,
that's wrong.
you're dumb.
But, like I said, even leaving that aside,
Yeah.
these are unacceptable. These are unacceptable fourth grade level grammar errors.
And this isn't even fucking fourth grade, man. Like, yeah, the amount of writing is certainly beyond, like, third grade level, but this is, like, third grade level of writing in terms of sentences.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the occasional spike of, like, I see it on. Yeah, you have the occasional spike of, like, competency in terms of commanding officer, like actual big words.
I don't know that I'd consider commanding a big word, but okay.
To
We'll
a
roll
fucking
with it.
second grader, it would be.
Yeah, anyway.
But I mean, like, the rest of this shit is just, like, so painfully bad. If you feel like following along, Xenon, here you go.
Anyway.
When they reach the location... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're done with that, so I'll take back over. When they reached the location, it was a place they knew too well. Just think, you would do a fantastic job reading this. This story doesn't deserve that. I'm not surprised that it came from here, Storm said, completely lacking both punctuation and grammar, as they both looked at the complex. We've been here too many times, Storm said with a groan as he looked at the complex. Okay, so if they've been here too many times, why would they not recognize the coordinates before they get to the building?
That's a good point. The other point I would like to make is why would they send them to this building again then? If they're constantly sending troopers to this building to the point that this duo of troopers knows the building well, why are they sending them to this building then?
Like I said, this person just may not know anything about Star Wars and may be thinking the clone troopers were, for some reason, the police.
But that's still my point, though. So this building gets a shit ton of calls, and a shit ton of troopers get sent to this building all the fucking time. To the point where this duo knows the building well. Right?
Yeah.
So why do they keep sending them to this building?
Because if this person thinks they're police, like, it doesn't matter if the police get called to the same apartment building every week for a noise violation. They have to keep showing up.
That's true. If he does think the clone troopers are police.
Yeah. Anyway. I know, but we got to do it, Blue also said with a groan. They both walked into the apartment complex and started to walk up to the top level since there was no elevator. I'm sorry, you expect me to believe that any building that isn't at least, like, 300 floors down on Coruscant doesn't have a turbo lift? Also, fucking turbo lift, not elevator, bitch.
Also, on top of that, it's Coruscant, not fucking... What was that planet that got bombed the fuck out of and had the Rakghoul problem?
Terrace,
yeah. Terrace is like the Camden of the universe.
You're not wrong.
I can understand that place not having elevators or turbo lifts or any sort of accelerated movement. This is fucking Coruscant. You know?
Yeah.
It'd be like going to New York City and then going to the tallest skyscraper and it not having an elevator.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter if this is an apartment block. Like I said, unless this apartment block is, like, 200-300 levels down, it's going to have a turbo lift, guys.
Yeah.
When they reached the location, it was a place they knew too well. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. With a groan, they both walked into the apartment complex and started to walk up to the top level since there was no elevator. There was 26 levels, and they walked all the way to the top to talk
The
to the
fuck
person.
is your family doing?
I don't know.
Anyway.
To the person who complained about the noise. After 10 minutes of walking up the stairs, they finally made it to the top floor. 26 floors in 10 minutes?
That's, what are they fucking flying up?
Like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Especially for dudes in armor. When they made it to the top floor, they could hear people grunting like they were trying to open something. There was a few people outside a door trying to break into it, so the two clones ran to the group of people. Why would they run up to them?
Okay, not only that. Okay, so I'm reading. We're gonna do the acceleration ahead because we already touched on the fact that the grammar sucks. Their shit's everything fucking sucks.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we're just gonna
yeah,
accelerate
yeah.
through this now. Someone in black armor broke into the apartment with Senator Maldonado.
Well, hold on. We're not even. Everyone back away from the door.
I
They
know, but
raised
I'm
their
saying I'm
glasses.
accelerating through this. I'm talking
Yeah.
about shit. What the fuck is the senator doing in only a 26 floor apartment? A. B.
With no
That
turbo
doesn't
lift.
have a turbo lift. And C. Gets constant noise complaints. If this is a fucking senator, they're gonna be living in some posh ass shit.
Yeah.
Not Joe Schmo's mom and pop apartment complex in the slums.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, Xenon. This person doesn't understand how to use there properly. And
Anyways,
even leaving that aside, let's say he's here for some kind of rendezvous because senators, Star Wars rendezvous, they happen a lot.
Yeah.
Like the senator would take at least, no matter how incompetent they are, they would take at least some effort for everyone to not know that it's a senator there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're doing something to them, blah, blah, blah. Two clones looked at each other. Are you sure it was the senator? They all nod. Then we need you to evacuate the floor while we deal with this. He opens up the comm channel.
Missing senator, we're there. Wait, missing
Fuck,
senator?
I'm the missing senator, and we're there now. We're going to need some backup. We're on our way, and we'll be there in 5 minutes.
Into the apartment with the senator. What? Okay, now this whole story makes less sense. So I originally thought the senator was in the apartment and the dude broke into the apartment.
Yeah.
Now I'm being told he was carrying the senator and then broke into the apartment? And somehow managed to get himself seen by fucking everyone? Like, that is so fucking sloppy.
Oh, good lord. POV change. You...
POV change.
Terrible author.
No, please. My silence pistol from the holster.
What?
Tried
what
to save
now?
himself one last time. I pulled the trigger. Bang. The bullet penetrated his skull, killing him instantly. And turning his brain to mush. That's...
No, that's not... Even if it was hollow point, that's not how that works.
And you certainly wouldn't be having massive amount of splash to reach your fucking visor.
And wipe the blood off the visor. Side and walk back to the terminal. Roland, contact the UEG now and keep our signal hidden. I ordered the AI. Yes, sir. Roland responded with a smile and then opened a channel with a satellite.
Hidden satellite? On Coruscant?
No.
No, this person knows Lord nothing Hood about Star Wars. Soon spoke.
First of all, this guy, whoever this random person is, unless it's a Spartan, wouldn't have an AI on them.
Yeah, you're right.
And, because here's the thing, Spartans don't normally have AIs on them. The only time Spartans ever have AIs on them is in emergency situations, because as per the Cole Protocol, if an AI is in imminent danger of capture, it is to be destroyed.
Yep.
And the only reason the Cole Protocol wasn't enacted when there was a Spartan around was because it was, okay, we can put the AI on the Spartan, and either the Spartan will get out with the AI, or they will have to completely obliterate the armor and thus the AI with it to kill the Spartan.
Yeah. I just don't understand.
Yeah. Anyway, so
So I'm really confused about the rest of this
yeah.
doesn't really matter. He's got a jetpack. Apparently they're going to contact Anakin
Yeah,
Skywalker.
hold on though. Let's just UNSC insignia appeared with the top UNSC generals. Well, the UNSC doesn't have top generals. They have top admirals.
This is about to get to. That's all, I was
Yeah,
just skipping
everyone's
over all the rest of that. This is the part I wanted to focus on. What the fuck happened that apparently the UNSC is suddenly in the Haloverse? Like all of them.
hold on though.
Like it's one thing to be like,
we...
oh, it's Wild Wacky Adventures. The ODST group from the ODST game are in the Star Wars now. It's like, okay, fine.
You know what? They were right next to a slipspace rupture when it opened. Weird shit happens. Cool. Perfectly decent explanation.
But fucking the entirety of the UNSC is just somehow in the Star Wars verse now.
Yeah. Also, this is just something I want to talk about that it's a problem specific to fanfiction.
No.
Let's look at this supposed dialogue from Lord Hood. Ah, rookie, the one in only. First of all, it's one and only. Now I take it you eliminated all the targets assigned to you. Lord Hood said seriously. First of all, nothing in those words, that statement, indicates seriousness of any kind. All of that dialogue is casual as hell.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And Lord Hood would never talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't. No, it's Lord Hood. Lord Hood would open a communication with trooper, report.
Mm-hmm.
Or soldier, did you, soldier, report. Soldier, have you completed your assignment?
I mean, hell, it's fucking an ODST, so probably Lord Hood would not even be talking to him, you know? Maybe a Spartan, but fucking an ODST.
No, like extenuating circumstances, sure, I get it. I can see Lord Hood talking to a grunt.
Yeah, well, obviously extenuating circumstances, but again, we don't fucking know the circumstances yet. But apparently they aren't extenuating enough because the entirety of the fucking UNSC is somehow here.
Yeah. They looked at their tablets and swiped through pictures, videos, and information, smiled, good job. We'll be sending a ship to pick in 3 days at the Trans-Galactic Spaceport 387 milliliters? I think they mean miles, but that is an abbreviation for milliliters.
I think they tried shortening miles, yeah.
That is an abbreviation for milliliters.
I think this person's retarded.
And, second point of order, the UNSC does not use miles. The UNSC is metric.
Those fucking heretical bastards.
Indeed, but regardless of why, they use kilometers.
Yep.
You have to pick someone up in location, blah, blah, blah. Look at the screen. May I ask who this woman is? Young, two groups of female. Padawan, blah, blah, blah. Jedi, we weren't making contact with them till they're once again, the wrong form of there. We need more agents that know this galaxy, and she accepted, what?
Apparently they're recruiting Ahsoka.
Okay, because Ahsoka would totally just work for a random shadow organization. That wouldn't trip any flags.
More or less bent on human supremacy and the elimination of all alien species.
Public forces have surrounded the building and are outside the door. Roland yelled. You couldn't have told him that a little earlier. I ran back to the computer and grabbed Roland out of the council and then smashed the computer screen and keyboard. Well, you already had him wipe it. That seems kind of fruitless. Activates the jetpack.
Actually, it'd be less than useful because smashing the keyboard and monitor actually doesn't do anything to the fucking computer.
Yeah. Well, no. To be fair, it is Star Wars. Smashing most of the uh, computers are like all-in-one deals, so smashing the monitor might actually do something.
I doubt it, but whatever.
You smash out the window, turned in midair, and threw a grenade back into the apartment, killing a few when it exploded. I'm sorry, you expect me to believe that a normal-ass grenade got through clone trooper armor? With lethal force. I started falling towards the ground, but I used my jetpack to slow my descent, then flew into an alleyway towards a speeder I stole a few days ago. Yeah, because the Republic is... because the clones are never going to be able to track any of this.
Yeah.
The literal planet full of holo cameras. Nah, they won't catch none of this. Alright. Shred the guy for his terrible grammar, his inability to write characters properly, his curious use of either millimeters or milliliters. Oh, thank God. Only 80 people have favorited this, and only 104 have followed it. That gives me some hope.
That gives me less hope that that many people still did.
Okay, look, assuming that there's overlap between the faves and the follows.
Why does this exist? Question
No,
mark. No, really.
Do
What
try not to get yourself banned,
grade
boy.
are you in? I've seen 4th graders with better grammar than you. Pretty much everyone is acting out of character. And the clones.
Like, don't forget the fact that he has.
Not the police force, so they would not be responding to a domestic noise complaint.
Yeah, they would not be responding to a noise complaint. Don't forget to leave out their terrible, like, just horrible grammar. God, that was painful to read.
It's turbo lift.
21 megatons to the east.
I saw something 21 megatons to the east.
21 megatons. Is that a measurement that describes ruined cities?
It is certainly a measurement that described Nagasaki.
Good job, you broke him.
Elevator. What else did he fuck up?
Not being able to write the characters. Did you cover the fact that he doesn't understand how dialogue works in the English language?
Not there.
And let's not forget the fact that this guy, this is his 4th story, and this is an unacceptable level of grammar errors.
Grasp the concept of proper dialogue spacing. The fact that this is your... What's his oldest story?
Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Messing Around. This was from... That can't be right. This is from 2016. Was this his... The one at the bottom, is that his oldest or his
Yeah,
latest?
oldest.
Okay, well that one's from 2016, so that's a year old, I guess.
So he's been writing for a year for a story, and you've been writing for a year, and you still haven't fixed this. This is
You still don't have a
downright
basic grasp of the English
depressing.
grammar.
Your English teacher should be ashamed of themselves. No, Grammarly. Turbolift is a word. Alright, I'll post this. Post the review. Hey, Xenon, get you and your grammar spelling Nazi-ness out of here. I have a program that takes care of that for me. Because I'm a piece of shit who can't write properly without help.
But at least we realize it and
But
we fix that.
I know that. So I, in my brilliance, have a program that does that for me.
Alright.
So,
give us the next piece of trash.
this is the Gamer Sal crossover.
Oh lord.
We're running.
You're gonna kill Xenon with the Sal crossovers.
I know. We're getting to the end of the Sal crossovers. In fact, this is the last one.
You're gonna kill the poor man.
Or woman. Don't assume Z's gender.
I would apologize, but I don't care. Because it's really irrelevant, because you're going to kill the poor person.
Yes, more Sal. But don't worry, Xenon. This is the last Sal.
For at least
the
a few
final
months.
Sal. At least until I go searching for more.
Oh, for God's sake. Producing a diva and copying Eisen in a death game. Oh, God.
Judging by the world I'm in, it's better not to be a hero, or my first female friend will die horribly. That said, having the powers of the gamer would be helpful if it wasn't so damn useless within Sal. Still, at least I get lucky drops. Wait, women count? Well, let's keep going and see what happens. The Gamer, Sal, Bleach, crossover. Self-insert OC times Yuna times Harem. Kirito times Harem.
Is this person going to use women as drops?
Apparently women are going to be monster drops, yep.
That is a phenomenal
yourself.
level of sexism. Like, that is...
Shush you.
Wow!
Just read through the ordinal scale translations for the mini novel and watched the movie. The Sal movie, I'm guessing?
I would assume so.
Published March 12th.
Scale.
So, yeah, published March 12th. So, yeah, I would assume the Sal movie.
Oh, Sneaky, we have a rare opportunity here. This was updated 7 hours ago.
I know, so they update this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can read the first chapter, and then we can jump straight to chapter 31.
Damn. I loved it. I might as well make a little story. It will be a while until I get the motivation to update my other stories, and I do have work and other works to update, so this is another one of my side projects that I will continue for now. Still, the gamer is pretty useless in a world where only your mind can exist. Ordinal scale spoilers, and yes, this actually takes place in the world where the Abyss exists. You can guess what's the next arc by now.
The Abyss. Glad to know we're playing Dark Souls.
No, the Abyss Merchants is part of the Gamer.
I know. But permit me my jokes. They're the only thing that keep me sane.
I was not.
Trash.
There were a few things I expected to wake up to after a well-deserved 5 to 6 hours of sleep. The one at the tops, the one that tops the list is the sound of my air conditioner leaking water.
No, air conditional.
Air conditional. Indeed. Leaking water onto my floor in a drip drip sound effect. Pretty much wakes me up as well as an alarm clock would.
No, it wouldn't. Would not at all. Unless it only goes drip drip at a very specific time of day, the human brain would have long ago phased that out as an annoyance to prevent you from sleeping. Also, if it's dripping water onto your floor, you need to get that checked out.
Yeah,
that's going to cause water damage.
Probably should put a bucket there.
Or at least a towel.
Yeah, sure, Xenon. We'll do the risky click of the day.
Don't worry, it's Twitch chat. No one expects anything. No one expects good grammar. The only thing they expect
I
are
only
Nazis.
expect memes. The only thing I expect out of Twitch chat is memes.
You lied to me. This is not Sao.
This is not Sal.
This is Daleks.
I am gravely disappointed in you.
Anyway.
It's not even a GIF. How dare you? That was pretty much an indication that it's been 8 hours since I've turned it on. And the fact I really should get it fixed by now. The second
you're
one,
causing water damage. You're not getting your security deposit back, motherfucker.
I know, right? The second one would be the official wake-up call from my digital alarm clock, followed by the third thing I would expect, my several backup alarms set to my phone. None of those involved BGM music that included ominous happy Latin chanting with a rustic fantasy tune to it.
Hey, you listen here. Latin chanting can be very enjoyable. When you're, like, trying to summon a demon or kill yourself, I mean.
It's as if I was in a theater with a surround sound system playing the song. Except I wasn't in a theater. I certainly wasn't in my bed. Nor was I in the clothes I was sleeping in. And I certainly do not remember having a fucking real sword in my hand.
What kind of weirdo sleeps in clothes? Like, pajamas? Sure. I get that. But clothes? The only excuse for that is if you've been going for like 36 hours and you're just collapsing into a bed.
This is either a dream or an isekai.
Whoa! Where are you, dude? You've skipped some stuff.
Oh, yeah, right. And first of all, why the fuck am I in open plains with lots of nice green grass and some random wild boar in the distance? This is either a dream or an isekai adventure with typical fantasy RPG elements. Or I'm stuck in some random self-insert adventure. I wonder why I'm not panicking.
Clever.
Then again, I wasn't the overly emotional sort. If I had to give myself a level in empathy, I would rank mine around 11 out of 100. Sure, my parents, friends, and peers would classify me as the nice guy, kinder and politer than most people, but most of it was born of partial laziness and indifference. Well, I tend to be more lax around my family, but even in the strangest and dangerous situations I ended up in on those rare occasions, I still never really shouted in frustration as far as I can remember.
Shout in frustration when you're in a dangerous situation? No, most people don't do that. They tend to scream in panic.
Yeah. So, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that I'm not panicking like a normal person.
Oh my god, I can feel the edge.
Wait a second. What the hell am I doing being introspective again? Speaking of edge, I was I'm only telling you because I just had the thought again.
I thought I got over that after my stint in nihilism. Oh my god, this person took Psych 101.
Yep. I was laughing at myself for even thinking about doing it. But you might not have seen it. The Axe I Panacea I Psychon self-insert OC, but ends up in X character's head, and that's all they can do is they can just sit in the head and talk to the person.
No, those ones are kind of funny, yeah.
I was laughing at me ending up in Ruby's head, and I have no fucking like the most I know about Ruby is what I've read in fanfiction and what you guys have talked about from time to time. So not only would I be absolutely fucking useless, I might actually drive the poor girl insane.
I will help you write this crack. Because it amuses me greatly.
But yeah.
Alternatively, you might turn Ruby into a psychopath.
Just teach her how to make explosions. So
Yang,
basically...
Yang, I'm hearing voices. Well, it's just one voice, and it keeps cursing.
So basically it was going to start when Yang pushes Ruby away and says go make friends and then leaves her.
Oh, sweet God.
And,
You're going to be the poor child's friend.
Yes. So she never gets into the crash with Weiss.
Write this down. We'll table this. We have trash to deal with.
I just wanted to get the initial idea out. She never makes friends with Weiss. And during the initiation, she meets up with Nora first instead.
Because you make her, right?
Yes.
Go that way. Go that way.
Left! Left! More left! 20 kilotons east!
Oh, God. We're never going to forget that.
No, that's going to become another one of those ongoing jokes, just like how I feel sarcasm right now. Anyway, back to this story. I thought I got over that after my stint in nihilism. Guess not. Ah, well, whatever. I said to myself, I always did point out the fact that my mother talks to herself when my father and I can't be bothered to listen, but I did share that habit with her. Heh, and everyone says I'm like, holy fucking, I might just shoot this person on the sheer fact of how much they're talking to themselves standing out in the middle of a field.
Yeah. Like, at least in mine and Max's terrible crack, at least we're talking to another person. Relatively. No, we don't need any more Dalek images today. We're dealing with trash, Xenon. And we have to take it out.
That was,
Terrible, I know. I never said we weren't part of the trash.
This is fair enough. Alright, here we go. I have my own. I have my own one. I had the tiny URL for you anyway. It's some original Doctor Who concept art.
You're going to make me upset, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Interesting. I wasn't aware that Daleks gave hugs. Yeah, we just get a redirect notice.
Oh, good. She did actually find a GIF.
So why are you automatically assuming a she, bro?
I don't know. Xenon. I don't know. My brain will
And best
assign
part is,
whatever.
Doesn't matter. Let's
Yeah.
keep moving.
Until they correct us. You call them he, I'll call them she, and until they correct us, we just keep going on our way. Well, I'm actually going to be saving the happy grenade GIF you linked, because that was one of my favorite scenes from the anime.
Never understood why she just hugged him while the man is holding a grenade.
Well, it's the happy grenade one. Yeah, it's a present. It's so he can't toss the
Yes.
grenade away. Um, please, I have my mother's dark brown hair and
Why are
nothing
we
else, I
getting
guess.
this?
Huh?
Why do we need to know this?
Because
Just
fuck
to the
you.
author.
Yeah, it's because fuck you. I looked down at my new clothes and began to wonder why it looked so fucking familiar. Like, so typical. Like low-level gear from those MMORPGs. Come to think of it, what do they call this type of armor again? I wish I had an equipment screen now.
Scrub Lord, that's what they call it.
Yep. A light blue semi-transparent window appeared in front of me, showing a shadow version of my body and some designations for what I was wearing. I know where this is going. I had written one or two gamer fanfics before, and I was a huge fan of the manhwa. Manhwa? Manhwa?
Mm.
Korean comics until the MC just got retarded. Not to mention I read like tons of gamer fanfictions.
And
Skills.
quests before.
We don't mention that. Gamer's mind, passive, allows the user to calmly blah 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 blah. Gamer's body, passive, grants a body that partially functionality. That allows the user to live in the real world like a game. Pain from damage does not last after a few seconds. Sleeping restores HP, MP, and heals all temporary status effects. The above effects are locked and replaced with Gamer's Body, SAO, until you are free from the virtual world. Gamer's Body, SAO, grants, L. Get the fuck out of here with your triangles, thumbs up. Well, that worked out, and it isn't a carbon copy of what I've written at some point. Wait, what? What, Sal? Well, shit. I immediately regretted not following the progressive novels now, along with all the video game stories. At least I saw the movie trailers and a bit of spoilers for the ordinal scale, right? Nah, I'm so fucked. Status. Please don't insult me, status screen, John.
Alright, you know what? That's a half decent joke.
That is pretty. Blah blah blah. Stats, title, seeker of purpose, affiliation, the family, race, human slash spirit. Fascinating.
Cash, none, deal with it.
Okay, I know I'm a fucking privileged ordinary citizen, but I think it's overstating my luck by a lot. Let's see. Elaboration. Blah blah
Blah,
blah.
blah,
If you've
blah,
ever
nothing
played
that
video games
cares.
before, you fucking know this shit. Luck controls how much events, increases drop rates, or overrides any luck stat in other worlds, somehow. Alright, an altered version of what I had once written in my life, and, well, shit, over half of these stats are useless. And did I just get the most redundant and useless would-be overpowered ability? After looking around carefully, I can finally see the SAO HUD. Opening it, I can see my stats in Strength, Agi, and Vit listed out. All of them have a 5 beside them. Okay, so it's not the same. Okay.
Complicated with separate menus. Oh my god.
Damn, this is gonna get complicated with 2 separate menus. This reminds me of Fate Extra and oh shit. I said oh shit in the same way I remembered the Ghost House video series voice actor doing it. Does it? What if I'm a virtual ghost? Does that make this whole trek up Eincard pointless then? It's pretty fucking obvious I'm in Sao and no. Don't do
Pretty
this to
obvious,
yourself, Nick.
yeah.
You
It
know
already
that
said it.
angst never gets anywhere. Perhaps that's one of the infamous benefits of Gamer's Mind. Yeah. Fuck angst! I'm pretty sure that my lack of empathy and calm disposition in most of my life played a good part in giving a false impression of being above certain degrees of angst. The fact that you're spending so much time talking about angst means you're fucking angsting.
Yeah.
Although it was definitely mostly due to the fact I don't form many close relationships outside a small group of friends and family. No, that's just called being introverted. Okay. Okay, so now, where am I in the Sao timeline? Date? Time? I asked, prompting an electronic display from a menu to pop up. November 6, 2022. The first day of Sao.
How do you fuck up spelling November?
Okay, I still have a few hours before the eventual announcement, so I may as well use this time to get good.
Why are you making a Dark Souls reference? Get the fuck out. You're playing Sao. Get the fuck out.
Do you hear that?
What this guy should be doing is, clearly, since he already knows what's going to happen, he should be sprinting as far ahead as is possible to get to the second floor. Yeah, I know. He should be trying to unlock a teleport to another to the second floor.
Well, you have to
So
kill
that
the
as soon as
boss to do that?
Oh,
You fucking
that's
retard.
right. I forgot about that. But still, in that case, still, then he
Villain
should be running
threat. Okay, this might. Okay,
Villain
so
threat skill has been created. Taunt
despite
skill has been
everything,
created.
so far I'm not seeing too many grammatical or spelling errors.
Certainly nothing atrocious.
The intro is choppy, but if they continue the way they are going, I might actually read more chapters of this. Because this might be interesting enough to swallow. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Hey, Mr. Boar! Great, now I got the Hey, Mr. DJ song stuck in my head.
Yeah, a
Fucking
bunch of
goddamn.
random crap. He taunts the boar.
Get a marinate skin, turn your flesh to blood, make Chinese meat snacks, marinate, blah blah blah, mini schnauzer. You have created 2 skills through a special action. Villain threat skill has been created. Taunt skill has been created. Okay, that was the crappiest nonsense I had ever said, but what works, works, I guess. The boar charged at me, and surprisingly, I wasn't an entire scrub like a level 1 Klein. I sidestepped and made a horizontal slash across its running torso. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to activate any sword skills, so that was pretty damn sad. The AI was stupid and repeated the action twice. It was dead when I simply finished the same action 3 times. Victory! 10 XP gained, 15 coal gained, 1 wild boar meat gained. Funnily enough, the XP gauges were different for both character status menus, but the things I gained were in absolute value. This was good in getting my first level up for my gamer powers, but will probably stall my XP curve in the long run, as it probably followed the old MapleStory XP curve, judging by the 15 XP needed to level up to the first level.
See, here's the problem with making a thing like that. MapleStory is an old, dead game. Like, I only remember because I had a bunch of friends who tried to get me to play it, and I was like, no, I play RuneScape.
Yeah, no, I took one look at the fact that it was a fucking 2D side-scrolling MMORPG. I'm just like, this is fucking retarded. No. Why would I do
But
this?
even leaving that aside, something like that that's an old game. That's a dead game. And even if it's not dead,
Dude, that's like fucking our era of game.
yeah, people who are reading this won't.
I mean, they might. They might.
But what are the chances they remember the leveling curve, dude?
Okay, no, that is fair enough. I can only assume this author is really into MapleStory.
Yeah.
I still needed to kill 9 more wild boars to level up my Sal avatar at this rate. 1 hour later. One-handed sword mastery. Increases in damage when using swords by 10%. Locked due to Sao avatar. Progression imitates Sao system. Okay, so I do appreciate this. They are following through with the complaint I've always had of blank power coming into Sao, but it shouldn't work because Sao doesn't have that programmed in. That they are following through with that. They can't get the bonuses and they can't get certain things because it's not in Sao.
Yeah.
And I like that. So they're having, and it's not even like they're going all the way with it. They're having the gamer part recognize that they are doing actions that would normally proc this shit, and it's leveling up normally, but they're not getting the bonuses because they're in Sao.
Yeah. No, like, that's actually, like, all credit to this author. That's actually really, really good.
That congratulations, Sir or Madame, and or Apache attack helicopter.
You have recognized the problem that very few other people have.
You have successfully responded to a complaint that you've probably never heard from me. Let's see, I put a point into agility for my Sao avatar, bringing up to 5, 6, 5. Also, I placed 10 points into luck for my 2 level ups for my The Gamer stats. Hey.
Oh, this person's doing something dumb.
Well, no, because to be fair, they do have a point with this, is all their physical attributes are locked.
Right, but here's the thing. Those are locked until you get out of set, like...
That is true. However, keep in mind, he has to get out of Sao to get those benefits.
Yeah.
So, I do see their idea, and I do like their setup of, okay, well, I'm not going to get any of the gamer benefits, and the only skill that talked about overwriting anything else is luck. So just put all the points into luck.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Hey, I did get quite a lot of critical hits and starting level loot from the wild boars thanks to my luck stat. Well, I might as well go full lucky bastard, am I right? I always did want to make a 3.5 luck-based character, because there was so many... you have to go fighter, you have to go human fighter, but if you do it properly, you can get a stupid amount of feats that are just purely luck-based, and it gets silly.
Well, yeah, I mean, plus you're a fighter, like, eventually it's like, oh look, I rolled a 3, crit.
Yeah, pretty much. Abuse the RNG. Row, fight the power. Well, another point to them for making that reference. Do the impossible, see the invisible. Row, fight the power.
Yeah. Anyway.
In any event, I got a slightly better beginner iron sword with a rarity with a hairy hilt. Wild Boar's Bane, a sword that deals extra damage to boar monsters. I also got this ukulele for some reason. Man, if my drops are this good, I have nothing to complain about. I look around to see if anyone's looking at me. Nope, I'm pretty far out of town after all. Inventory. I tried putting my virtual beginner's blade into the gamer's inventory, and it fucking worked! Hey, this might not be so bad after all. But I sure hope the Cardinal system doesn't find out about this exploit. No, Yui, don't delete me! I began heading back to town, planning to kill some monsters and... Oh, look, another player. Observe. Fortunately, the skill did work. Unfortunately, it didn't show anything more than the Sao's avatar's status and name. Sigh. Ah well. I walked up to the player and noticed that it was a female avatar with long white hair with a braid at the side. She had red eyes and was wearing a light blue beginner's armor ensemble. Psh, yeah right, I bet she's actually a guy. The female population is like, what, 15 to 20% in Sao or something?
Alright, you know what? kudos to this person for the next line. This is a complaint I've always had. Kudos to them for the next 2 lines down from that.
Anyways, it doesn't hurt for me to be polite and say hello. Oh, wait a second. Do I
No,
even
it
know
doesn't hurt
Japanese?
to me polite and say hello. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I gotta
you're
point
right.
that out.
Yeah, to me polite indeed. Good afternoon. You look a bit lost. Need any help? Yeah, I do I even know Japanese? Yeah. They're
Wait a minute, do I
just
even?
they're just hitting all of them.
Like, you know what? I can overlook your minor grammar errors because you are ticking every box on my list, boy, or girl, or a
I
pack
offered as
helicopter.
I walked up to the female player. I see her name and note that it looked like a Japanese word for song using my limited knowledge of Japanese. What? I watched enough anime to know that uta means song. Must be a music fan. I wonder if she plays the piano like I do.
Oh,
Oh,
there's no way this is a girl. This is a man.
nice to meet you. And I guess I'm a little bit lost. I accidentally turned off the map and I don't know how to turn it back on. Tee hee. The sad fact is that shit actually works on people.
Oh God, yeah, we've all played MMOs. We all know that works. There are some thirsty motherfuckers in MMOs.
She scratched the back of her head before making the typical tee-hee pose. I am torn between wanting to see his face when I spread the knowledge of a guy doing such a pose, and the very fact that some guy is legitimately doing something like this. Well, here's how you turn it back on. As per usual, it doesn't hurt to help a stranger. See, my only complaint so far is with his spacings is there's a lot of sections where he could just keep going in the same paragraph.
Yeah, but hey, I'll take too many spaces over no spaces.
I'll take too many spaces over the fucking train wreck that was the last story. At least, not until the PK girls and scams start picking up. More than likely, it's the nice guys that end up getting shanked by bitches like Rosalia. If anything, I did confirm that she was speaking Japanese, and I was somehow automatically speaking it despite my English proficiency still intact. Xenon's just making mountains of thumbs ups.
Yeah, I know.
Glad to know the gamer did not delete my language skills. Thank you so much. I ended up walking out of town chased by 3 wild boars and ended up lost. I'm no good at video games. This is actually my first game, you know. My daddy got me the nerve gear since he helped Kayaka Akihiko work on it.
I think that's wrong. Anyway, he's a professor at blah 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 blah.
She looked rather embarrassed. He probably is just one of those socially awkward guys that picked up a video game for the first time. Ooh, sorry for talking so much. I felt like owing someone, and well, hee hee. My mental image of the guy going hee hee is poisoning my brain. I still think that this person's gonna be female. Like the author's setting it
Maybe.
up too well for it
Yeah.
not to be a twist joke of lol, they're actually a girl the whole time and they're actually acting like this.
Still, we'll see where it goes because I'm actually interested in this, and you know what? We'll finish this chapter and we'll put this down for Tuesday.
Yeah, this is going into the Tuesdays file.
It's also getting followed by me because let's be real, I'm gonna read this.
Yeah.
We expected trash, and we were pleasantly surprised.
It's always a nice day when you expect trash and you don't get trash, and you're just like, man, I'm so glad someone didn't decide to take a shit on my face today.
Interesting way to put it, but I agree with the sentiment.
It's fine. I actually talk to myself I talk too much myself, but a piece of advice. In games like these, you shouldn't be giving out your real-life information like that. Not all people are trustworthy and friendly. A drastic change of circumstances can lead people doing extreme things, so you should be careful with that kind of info. People could hurt you with it. It was honestly some earnest advice, since I'm not the most careful person with information myself. Oh, thank you for your concern. Guess I really shouldn't be talking about my father and where he works. Especially if he knows Kaeba. I think it's still Kageba. Akihiko. Literally everyone will pester her, and considering there was a rape in the original web novels of Alicization, I really don't want to think of what could happen to her, whether he was a guy or a girl. No biggie. Hey, want to party up? I offer. May as well keep someone that is slightly plot relevant, considering such a connection exists between her and Kaeba indirectly.
You know what? I hated the fourth wall jokes. They're growing on me. They're growing on me like a cancerous tumor.
Indeed, cancerous tumors indeed. Well, apparently we got 5 people following us now, so I'll, oh, that is not the one. I'll repost this into the chat for anyone that feels like following along. So far, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Mostly because of nitpicking is what loses those 3 points. But otherwise,
Yeah.
it's a fucking hilarious story, and they do an excellent job and fulfill all the check
They,
boxes
they've
that we have
they've
previously
answered
talked
all
about.
the annoying questions that we had.
Yeah. Indeed, they have.
All right, you know what?
What?
Second, this next line, line after "Hey, want to party up?" That one's also gonna get chuckle out of me. This author, I hate that I'm liking this.
Oh, you hate that you're liking this?
It's growing on me. Like I said, it's growing on me like a tumor. I'm 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 a tumor.
Get the fuck out. Really? You want to party up with me? She looked at me with gratefulness. Shit. I sure hope he's not a trap, or I'll be sexually confused for life. Why not? I'm just glad I could help out. Yeah, sometimes it makes me feel as if I made an impact on the world. Quest alert. Optional. Get Uda-chan to level 2. Objectives, exactly what the title says. Time limit, 3 hours. Completion reward, 100 XP. Friend request guaranteed accept. Increased ? Gauge with Uta / ? Failure penalty, none. Challenge accepted. I invited her to the party and instructed her on how to use the basic sword skill horizontal. After that, my luck had somehow had us find a bunch of wild boars and catch them off guard one by one. I finished the quest 2 hours later. Level 5 for the gamer. I put everything into luck and more blah blah blahs. Level 5, 50 points in luck. A gamer's needs, high increase in item drops, finding random nice stuff, and scoring luck increases. 50 base luck bonus. Woo, luck bonus perk, ghetto.
Ghetto, okay, author. You were growing on me.
Hey, Calvin!
If there was an affection gauge, this knocked off about 70 points on that author.
Minus 100 rep with.
Atin will remember that. That's what that one did.
Atin will remember that. Oh, God. Fucking Telltale, why have you gone so far into the shit stack?
Did you know they made a Guardians of the Galaxy game?
I did.
Did you also know that they had very obviously not Chris Pratt in it?
Yes, I did. And I'm massively disappointed in them with that.
Guys, this is as close as we can get to Chris Pratt without getting a cease and desist order.
Oh, Idril. No, I have far more fan fiction than just this list.
I was gonna say, show her the one tab that you sent me as a fucking primer.
Yeah, I'll bring that up right now, actually. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but I can just
Did you
restore
bring
it.
up your porn?
No, I hit the one tab button and it collapses the window.
Ah. Oh, you do have some other English stories out there. Well, save them for Tuesday because that's when we
No,
that's
the
when we
the
purposely
17
look at
tabs are
not
the
trash.
ones that are trash. The 17 tabs ones are the ones that are trash. And here's 45 tabs that I recommend to everyone. In fact, I'll even share this as a web page right now. Here are some sneaky approved fan fictions. Read to your heart's delight.
Or don't. It's a thought. Save yourself some pain.
But anyway, back to the story. We're all doing good here, Calvin. We're all doing good here.
Max is not here tonight. He is busy playing board games because he doesn't love you like we do.
Yes, he finds board games far more important than than you folks.
Wow, you were going somewhere with that. You were
I
going
I,
somewhere
I
with
got
that, and it
distracted.
died.
Yeah, no, it died the normal death.
Anyway,
I'm just gonna drop another one in here. This is another one from Calvin. Take a look at it at some point, and we'll see if we can
yeah.
cover it or not.
Well, here's the thing. I think we'll save that for Tuesdays
Yeah,
because
save that
that's
for
when we look.
Tuesdays.
That's
Yeah.
when we purposely not look at. That's when we look at stuff that isn't trash. Well, we look at stuff that isn't trash on purpose. Sometimes we get pleasantly surprised, like tonight.
Yes, indeed. Tonight was definitely a surprise. Anyway, as we were saying, Yahoo! Uda-chan has leveled up. Uda jumped in the girliest way possible. Kind of what I would expect from a "it's the sea" moment for an upcoming beach episode. Now I'm just praying she's not actually a guy, or I'll have to bleach my brain. Bleach it hard, just like Kubo did to his manga.
God damn it, writer.
Wow! Ooh, harsh, sir.
Zing.
Yeah, Calvin, we'll probably cover that on Tuesday. Because Max is the one that knows more about the stuff you write about than I. I'm just here for the caustic, abrasive commentary.
Not to mention, we don't have we don't have a stamp for this yet, but we're making one. You have our official not trash stamp of approval.
No, hold on. He gets the not absolute trash stamp.
Fine, we'll have different levels of not trash. In order to get the not trash stamp, you have to have 3 not absolute trashes first.
Indeed. She began humming a melodic, a melodic. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
melodic, you had it.
Theme in happiness. You're really good at humming, aren't you? Do you like to sing? Yep, I love to sing. I've been singing since kindergarten, and my dream is to sing in front of a stadium-wide audience. Can you pick up from here? I have to get some more water.
Yep. Really? You must be great at it then. I can't sing for shit. Tone deaf, only went to karaoke twice. Congratulations, person. That's 2 times more than I've had the balls for, because I'm also tone deaf.
People pay me to not sing.
I mean, I could probably make a business out of that. Hire myself out to Guantanamo. I'll sing to the inmates.
Who needs
Make
metal?
it stop! We'll tell you whatever you want.
Alright, keep going.
I'm alright, I think. Although, I can teach you how to sing if you want. I'm cool for now. Speaking of music, I do play the piano. Really? I play the guitar and the ukulele. I know, we can start like SAO's first band. Haha, maybe, I said, genuinely excited due to her enthusiasm. Actually, that would be kind of fun. Hey, close your eyes for 5 seconds. No peeking. I have a present for you. Okay, she dragged out melodiously. I quickly took out the ukulele I found and held it in front of her. No way! Yes way. Found it on my 4th bore. Lucky, huh? I opened a trade request to transfer the instrument to her. She immediately began playing it with tremendous skill. Oh, is she replicating the BGM of the first town? Wow, as expected of someone naming her character Song. I wouldn't name my character anything else, but just asking, what does Nick LZH stand for? Oh, those are my initials for my name. Nick is my nickname. I know it sounds like meat, as in Niku in Japanese, so please try not to butcher it too much, I explained. Yeah, a bunch of random failures to pronounce Japanese or to pronounce English, which I'm not going to read, so I'm not accidentally racist. You got it. Ah, but if I add the kun prefix, then it still becomes Nick-kun, Niku. Yeah, she giggled before accepting my request to just call me Nick, as I was used to. She also accepted my friend request easily enough, and we both walked back to town together. I didn't manage to catch sight of Klein and Kirito, or any other main characters, so I guess I'm not that lucky. Well, the whole teleportation and Kaiba, Kiba? Whatever. You all know what it is.
Kigeba.
Kate. Fuck it. I don't do pronunciations. That's what I have Max for.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was fortunate to be right next to Uta, who was shocked and terrified at the announcement. She despondently activated the item to change her appearance back to her original one, and yep, you were right. It was actually a girl.
Yeah.
She was about 5'5", shoulder-length brown hair and a single braid at the side. Her eyes matched her hair, and she was only slightly shorter than her avatar. Other than that, she was really cute. Oh, thank you, Lord. No brain bleach needed. I also activated the item, resulting in literally no change from my 5'11" dark brown hair and light complexion that I had before. Well, my features were a little plainer. Thankfully not any more Asian because my eyes were pretty moderately sized to my liking, and... I just noticed that I hadn't had my glasses the entire time. Shit, what am I doing spacing out while everyone is panicking as if they aren't Kirito? Oh, wait. I better take care of Uta. Making a wise decision has increased your wisdom by 1. Fuck you, game! I mean, yes, I too would say that if the game began
Yes, indeed, Calvin. Seto Kaiba.
Yeah. I too would have the same response to my game sassing me.
Alright.
You
Uda-chan?
listen here, you little shit.
Are you? No. Let's go somewhere else. She followed me as I dragged her to a blacksmith shop and allowed her to cry and scream in an alley nearby. No. This can't be happening. Papa will save me. He will. He helped make the nerve gear. Papa will definitely. Oh, shit. How do I help a crying girl again? I wish this shitty game had a charisma stat. Then again, I really should have added wisdom instead of luck. Solomon did ask for wisdom instead of wealth, after all. Learning about the true value of wisdom has increased your wisdom by 1. Yeah, rub it in.
Oh god, yes.
Well, I mean, his wisdom's
right,
like 30-something already.
I was gonna say, the author's winning me back over with this nonsense.
Oh, yeah, like his wisdom's almost already 30. Yeah. I ended up sitting next to her, covering her with a raincoat I found from a wild boar.
No, random coat.
Oh, random.
Not raincoat.
I merely
covering her with a
rambled
raincoat would look really weird.
I don't know. Who knows? I merely rambled off some comforting words my mother would say to my sister, edited, whenever she would cry. As much as I wanted to go full Kirito and get that anneal blade, I actually had no idea where it was, as I barely read the progressive novels and I can't fucking remember the first few chapters of Volume 1. Well, I could always fix up my weapons and armor later. Right now, I brought her to an inn and booked a room for the both of us. Something tells me that leaving her alone would be the last thing I should do.
Ends with a bunch of stats.
Yeah, as typical for the gamer fanfic section.
Indeed. Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Not trash.
Yeah, not trash. Seal of approval. Isn't garbage.
Give it a read, folks.
Alright, so moving from the not garbage you all just witnessed, we're moving back into the original purpose of Fanfiction Friday, and that is reading garbage.
Hooray. Kill me now.
And so we'll start off with a Pokemon Ruby crossover. I'll send this to you.
Once again, I'm giving our standard disclaimer. If you experience a sudden urge to destroy humanity because of this, we are not responsible.
Yeah, we do not hold responsibility for any and all urges that might come from watching our stream. If you feel the sudden urge to kill, maim, commit suicide, or otherwise take alcoholics and or drugs, do not.
no matter how much it hurts. Unfortunately,
Yes.
this is so bad, you can't drink the memories away. Believe me,
Pokemon and Ruby. As in...
there aren't any other franchises to make this a valid crossover.
And not a... not a Pokemon Ruby crossover. Ruby, as in that thing made by Rooster Teeth. With the, women wielding large and explosive weapons, dancing around fighting evil monsters and shit.
Alright. This is your trash. Go for it.
I'm trying to get a video of Ruby up.
I mean, you can literally look up the Ruby Red trailer and just link that to the chat.
Well, I don't want to be flagged, so I'm getting a fan-made AMV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can just link the Ruby trailer to the chat. Like, you don't have to watch it.
Onto different paths and we're burning up in this race to find our place and make peace with it. But there are things that we can't see or remember, but I will not fret. Everyone, even he, is a silhouette. So quiet.
It's a magical girl
so you
show.
guys get the idea.
Not necessarily wrong. Anyway, on with the trash.
Yeah, you guys get the idea. It's more or less a magical girl show. Yeah.
I mean, I would not say it's a magical girl show.
It doesn't
guys
have the anime style magical girl, but it is super powered teenage girls fighting evil monsters. Yes. The first season, it has absolute crap animations because they're still trying to figure out, magical girls with gunblades. The first season had really bad animations. That's why I never ended up watching it, because I only saw the first season.
It does get dramatically better as you go on.
I just could not endure the animation quality, but apparently season 2, 3, and 4 drastically increases in animation quality as time goes by.
Indeed.
I would guess I would recommend it to people. Again, I've never personally seen it, but I know enough about it from Max Force and Atin talking about it. So, they are quite fans of it. Anyway, Reset Aura, Bloodlines, and Grimm. Pokemon and Ruby crossover that answers crossover pairing lovers Reset Bloodlines Giovanni and Gestis version challenge. Ash has the daunting task of going back to save his world, made even harder by the process radically changing his world and connecting it to another world full of bloody evolution. Good thing he finally learned how to use his aura from a huntsman.
I swear, if Lucario doesn't have... If they don't do something with Lucario in this, it's wasted potential.
I mean... that does look to be their image.
It does.
Yes, that is in fact a Lucario thumbnail.
But here's the thing. This is fanfiction.
That is true.
And we all know how bad some of these people are.
That is just true. Ash, a tan-skinned young man wearing a red hat, jeans, and a black shirt, was walking up to the front desk of the Pokemon Center he was in. He and his friends had checked in their Pokemon earlier, and were getting something to eat in the meantime. Ash had finished his food first. Right after he had finished scarfing down his meal, the intercom had come on and asked him to report to the front desk. As he approached the front desk, he saw the local Pokemon Center's nurse, Nurse Joy, fussing over a fidgeting yellow mouse with a lightning-shaped tail. "What's got you so anxious, Pikachu?" Pikachu gave a worried Pika-Pee as it jumped off the counter, worrying Ash as he caught Pikachu in his arms. Thankfully, Nurse Joy decided to explain the situation. A lot of Pokemon have been getting overly anxious, like when a storm approaches. They often calm down when they're back in their Pokeballs. They use the wrong there.
Yeah.
Since your Pikachu is among the rare few who find Pokeballs extremely uncomfortable, the best thing for it is to be with you.
I never understood that. Why is it considered rare and strange that it doesn't like being shoved in a tiny ball of imprisonment?
I mean, a lot of things get bandied about Pokeballs, between brainwashing, the inside of a Pokeball actually being really fucking comfortable.
I know.
Yeah, we all know the real reason Pikachu doesn't go into his Pokeball.
Which is...
He's got a family in there, obviously. But no, seriously, they needed a sidekick creature.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, some Pokemon don't like Pokeballs, and Pikachu just happens to be one of them. Yes, the balls are bigger on the inside. Ash looked down to his longtime friend and remembered another time when Pokemon had reacted badly to very bad weather conditions. He decided to voice his concerns to Nurse Joy. "I was at Shamoody Island when that crazy weather happened a while back. The Pokemon reacted pretty badly at that time." Nurse Joy looked surprised. Hey, Atin, do you look surprised?
No. In fact, right now, you know what I look?
What?
I look dead inside.
Do you look sarcasm?
No, I don't even look sarcasm. I look dead inside.
To see he had gone through something like that,
I've lost the ability to emote.
she quickly realized what he was implying. The overall reaction is more in line when something unnatural is affecting them, like if an abnormal power fluctuations from a power plant ends up causing nearby steel and electrical types to feel uneasy from how unnatural the electromagnetic waves feel. Only in this case, it seems that something unnatural or unusual is happening that's making them all feel uneasy. Nurse Joy looked down in worry at the last part. "Given the situation, we checked and healed up your Pikachu first and called you. We'll call your party when the rest of your Pokemon are done," Nurse Joy stated as she left the room to go back to work. You look fun. But Calvin, do you feel fun? I realize now on the YouTube section, on the YouTube broadcast of this, people are gonna be really fucking confused as to who the fuck I'm talking to.
Yeah.
But fuck YouTube. Twitch is where it's at.
Do you even have the YouTube chat up?
I do.
Alright, just making sure.
There's nothing there.
I didn't think there was, but I had to double check.
There's nothing. There's never anything there. No one's ever commented on our videos. No one's ever liked or subscribed.
Don't try to sound sad. It doesn't work for you. Listen, I know, and these people will soon come to know that you're dead inside.
Very much so. Thanks. I'll see you then. Ash replied as he began turning away. He walked towards the center of the currently empty lobby. From there, he could see out the glass doors to the outside. It was midday and only slightly cloudy outside. Doesn't look like a storm's rolling in. Ash noted. Pikachu. Pikachu commented on the matter. Ash felt like rubbing the back of his head. Yeah, knowing our luck, we should be expecting to weather a storm, if there's any warning. Let's hope a tornado doesn't rip off the roof of the building we're in again. Pikachu sighed at how he and Ash had gotten way too used to dealing with certain types of dangers.
Hey, at least they haven't had a gun pulled on them yet.
Cloudy with a chance of fanfic indeed. Ash turned around to start walking back to his friends, only to stop when he noticed something. Hey, is it me or is the furniture missing? Pikachu asked confused as it started to turn its head back and forth. Pikachu exclaimed as sunlight suddenly stopped coming in from behind them. Ash turned around to face the glass doors again. Hey, where did the sun go? Ash exclaimed as he could see the night sky and the stars until the stars started disappearing as well. And where are the stars going? Pika? More worryingly, the ground was disappearing and the horizon, whatever was happening, was rapidly approaching their location. Ash and Pikachu shut their eyes and screamed as they braced themselves, only to stop when they saw a quick flash of light and the odd sensation of the teleport move.
Wait a minute. Are you sure this is fucking Ruby? Are you sure this isn't Kingdom Hearts? Because that feels like Kingdom Hearts, yo.
Oh, well, thanks for following me on Twitch, folks. We're here every Tuesdays and Fridays. Hopefully other days we'll start streaming games, if I can get the Max Force and Atin to get their fucking lazy asses in gear.
Hey, you're not getting anything from me.
I know. Good, you're here. Ash opened his eyes at the sudden voice. He looked around to see he was in a very large white crystalline hall. In front of him stood a majestic creature with white skin accented with golden. Gold. A creature some believed to be responsible for the creation of the universe. Fucking filthy archaeist! Get out of here, you filthy archaeist! Muism is where it's at!
Can you keep your stupid religion out of this?
No! Muism is the true religion! Right, chat? Back me up on this.
These people came here for entertainment, not politics.
Arceus, Ash stated in awe. He further looked around. Standing next to Arceus was a blue and steel dragon standing on its 4 legs, and a pearl and white purple dragon standing upright. Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia were all sending out energy into a shining pool of circular energy in front of them. Floating around Ash and Pikachu were the 3 spirit-like fairy creatures that were pink, yellow, and gray-blue. It seemed that Mess Spirit Uxie and Azelf?
Don't ask me.
Zlef had teleported him here, wherever here was. Suddenly, there was a large boom and the entire hall shook violently, causing Ash and Pikachu to fall down. What the heck was that? Pika! I'm sorry.
Are you 5?
Come on, man! I have to shout Pika out loud! That, Arceus stated, while looking back at Ash, is the reason I had the Lake Trio retrieve you. The world you know and love is about to come to an end. And you can... fucking Christ.
Don't fall asleep again.
And you can blame Cyrus for it. The leader of Team Galactic, Ash asked with disbelief. I thought he was gone. Gone from your plane of existence, Arceus clarified. He wandered into a portal that was created from summoning these two. Arceus gestured to Palkia and Dialga, both of which grunted at the bad memory. The portal led to a pocket dimension. Both Palkia and Dialga destroyed the pocket dimension in order to eliminate the threat Cyrus posed. Unfortunately, it seemed that Cyrus had already slipped into a different plane of existence, the likes of which would drive any human insane. Only his mind was so warped that he began to see and comprehend the natural space and time forces that make up Arya. Okay, hold on. I have one fucking problem with the setup of this story. These things are fucking gods. They can rain literal space and time bombs from the sky.
Don't forget.
Can't they just fucking laser beam this dick? Why'd they have to shove him into a pocket dimension? Just fucking laser beam his face off and call it a day.
So evil that they sent him to that they sent him to the mirror hell because he was so bad.
Like,
they created a dimension to send one of them to.
No, they didn't.
Or, I'm sorry, they banished one of them to another dimension.
No, they didn't.
Really? I thought Giratina was banished. Whatever.
Giratina is voluntarily there. It's part of that whole balance thing in Japan.
Oh, right.
Because there is the world, there needs to be the anti-world, and someone needs to manage the anti-world.
But who needs balance when you can make space and time bombs?
When you can't make space and time bombs. Then the entity for the mirror universe hell is in fact heaven. Indeed.
So what I'm hearing is he got the best deal.
Apparently they're like, hey, let's drop him in a pocket dimension. Instead of just fucking lasering his face, or I don't fucking know, stepping on him. They're fucking like 30 feet tall. Step on the fucker!
Summon a meteor, a wave, to phase him out of existence.
Rip apart his molecules, literally anything but shove him into a pocket dimension would have been killing.
Psychic?
But anyway, retardation aside.
Fucking hell, hit him with a Magikarp!
While we thought Cyrus was no longer a threat, he started making small changes. Then he made changes that were as big as anime and video game retcons.
Get out.
Then he made his move to shatter reality to make the world as he sees fit. You're gonna be able to undo it all, right? Ash asked, worried. In the end, it does come down to a bad copy-paste. Cyrus bid his time well and found the necessary precautions to our interference. We currently cannot stop or rewind time to prevent this from happening, nor can we simply alter or rewrite the pages of history to prevent this. Cyrus will be able to erase us from existence before we will be able to make such attempts.
Okay, just real quick. One thing I want to point out.
Yeah.
Look, I understand this is fan fiction.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to break the fourth wall for a joke.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And for instance, and there are certain fictions where that's way more acceptable. Like, for instance, if it's like a cracky self-insert or something, break the fourth wall all you want.
Yeah.
Or, like, if it's the gamer fic.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Break the fourth wall all the time, because that's already done.
Yeah.
But in a moment as serious as this in your story, when you are giving critical plot information, that is not the time for a fourth wall breaking joke.
I mean, it would be if it was like, you know, I guess Mew or something, or Celebi, but not.
Maybe, but this is art. Like,
yeah.
This is quite literally God.
Yeah.
Telling the hero, everything is fucked and you must save the world.
Indeed.
Like, congratulations, you actually had pretty good narrative structure going on here. Good pacing, decent plot, built up suspense, and then you decided to take your suspense, punch it in the face, shove it in the back alley, and murder it
Indeed. Shank it a lot.
for the sake of a joke.
Once we noticed what was going on, Dialga immediately slowed down the relative time rate of changes Cyrus was making. That bought us time to formulate a plan. A plan we're going to need you for. Me? Asked the surprised Ash. Why not ask someone like Cynthia to save the world? I've never managed to win an official Pokemon League. Ash looked down as Pikachu put a reassuring arm on Ash as a small amount of angst Ash had buried deep down came up. And despite
Sneaky,
all
can
of...
you hear me?
Yeah?
Okay, I'm sorry. I was talking before, and nobody could hear me, so I just need to make sure that I could be heard again.
Yeah. And
Continue.
despite all I've accomplished, I've always made stupid mistakes along the way, and I've lost when I should have easily been able to win. More references to the anime. Someone who makes as many stupid mistakes as I do should be the last one to help out when a single screw-up means the world and everything and everyone I love in it will be gone forever. Cynthia and the other champions of her caliber were erased from existence before we even knew what was happening. Hearing that made Ash feel even worse. But even if they were still around, we would still consider sending you. Ash looked up in surprise at this. Suddenly, energy pooled in front of Ash to produce an image. The image showed him standing in front of several of his Pokemon, holding a Pokemon League Championship trophy. From the image came an announcer's voice. And in an amazing turn of events, Ash Ketchum of Pallet Town has defeated Tobias and his legendaries to win the Pokemon League. What is this? Ash
Asked to confuse Ash. Welcome.
asked a confused Ash. I told you, Cyrus started by making small changes. Arceus formed. He started by making changes to your life. Nearly every odd loss you've had since you stopped Cyrus was because of him choosing to mess with you to gain the knowledge he needed. Not to mention, the blessing Ho-Oh gave you on your first day as a Pokemon trainer actually helped hide his actions. Oh, sound was actually gone for a bit. That might have been the dip in broadcasting speed.
Hmm.
Alabastia? I have no idea what Alabastia is. Hi, Ednam. Welcome to Fanfiction Friday. Ho-Oh, giant frackin' bird.
Yeah, so Ho-Oh was the 4th legendary bird they introduced?
Technically, it was the first bird ever introduced. If you're gonna count the games, it was the 4th.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying, but the game's the only thing that mattered.
The anime was the first to show, though. The anime showed before the games.
Yeah.
That's Ho-Oh.
Alabastia, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, over here, at least over here in the English translation, it was Pallet Town.
Yeah, in the English translation, it's Pallet Town, and in the Japanese translation, I believe it is also Pallet Town. That is
Great
a
bird of the
interesting. Oh, Germany. Yes, the great bird of the galaxy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, Germany.
Anyway. Blah, 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 Cyrus, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Blessed me, Ash was understandably surprised to hear that a legendary Pokemon he had never spoken with would do such a thing. It would help explain why I've seen so many legendary Pokemon. But how does a blessing from Ho-Oh help hide Cyrus changing reality?
It's a shame you couldn't catch any of them, Ash.
I know, So long as you kept making it to the Pokemon League but didn't win the trophy, the prize money from participating in the winnings from the gyms would ensure you could repeatedly go on to new lands and new Pokemon Leagues. This would ensure that the adventure you set out on your 10th birthday would never truly end. We found it easy to believe that in your heart a never-ending adventure was what you really wanted, and that all the changes surrounding you were the result of Ho-Oh's blessing to ensure it. Maybe it was Ho-Oh's blessing at some points in your life, but we know Cyrus did make most of the changes that caused you unusual losses after the events of Spear Pillar. It was a lot to take in, so Ash decided to focus on the positive. So every fight I've lost since then was because Arceus gave a short laugh and dispelled the image. No, not every loss. There
That's
were a
right. You're
few.
still trash, Ash.
Trash Ash.
Indeed.
Barney's dead. No, not every loss. There were a few every so often that you lost completely on your own accord. No one's perfect. Not to mention that you can have a problem with being too overconfident. Ash had to sigh both at that remark and when he saw Pikachu giving a sagely nod in agreement at the overconfidence part.
Stupid little lightning rat. You shut up or I'll put you back in the ball.
I'll punt you, you little bitch. Arceus gave another chuckle at the antics before continuing on. Ash, you've literally saved the world before, and Shamati is only one of the long list of examples, and you've gone out of your way to do countless other heroic endeavors. When someone else was in trouble, you would selflessly go out of your way to help them regardless of the danger to yourself. It's that very reason why Aslov appeared before you. Aslov gave a nod at this. Why you made such a great chosen one. Why other legendaries came to favor you. Why you possess great talent at leading others through dangerous situations. And why Ho-Oh blessed you to begin with.
I mean, let's be real here. Arceus does have a point. He walked up to Mewtwo and was like, "Hey, quit being a dick."
Indeed. Alright, so we're not going to read the rest of this because this is actually extremely long.
Wow.
It is 3 chapters, about 10k words each chapter. But it looks not to be complete trash.
Yeah. I mean...
Obviously we haven't gotten to the integration crossover part where Ruby crosses over into Pokemon. But I can only assume by how he's handled everything so far, it's gonna go mildly okay at worst.
Yeah, like, there doesn't appear to be any big problems with this.
A
couple of grammar issues.
Yeah, a couple of grammar issues. So once more, if anyone feels like reading this story, I've linked it into the chat. And I've linked it into the YouTube comments section as well.
This is disappointing. You've done a very bad job of finding trash.
Dude, I honestly thought it was gonna be bad. Because of that fucking summary of...
You are 0 for 2 tonight, my friend.
I know. I'm 1 for 3 tonight.
1 for 3?
No, Ruby characters... Yeah, no, our first story, remember? The ODST?
I found that story, boy.
Yeah, but I still covered it.
Yeah, but I found that one. You presented 2, I presented 1. The one that I presented was trash. The 2 you presented have been not trash.
Yeah, Ednum, no, it's gonna be it's a Rubyverse now, but Pokemon are also here. Not
as far as we can tell?
Not all the Ruby characters are Pokemon. There will be no Ruby characters turning into Pokemon as far as I am aware.
It's important for us to point out, we do not read these ahead of time.
Yeah,
we go through these.
This is completely unscripted.
This is us finding stuff when we're just looking for stuff to read for our own enjoyment and going, huh.
Oh no.
That looks like it's either it could be interesting or, wow, that looks like really bad
How
trash.
much Doctor Who do you know?
Me,
Yes.
not a lot.
Alright, I don't know a lot of Doctor Who either, but Calvin did send us a Doctor Who story.
I mean, we can take a look at it. I've watched a couple
Uh,
seasons,
alright, alright
long
then.
ass time ago.
We'll pop it up. That it's gonna be a OC story.
Oh well, that gives me hope.
Um,
It's odd that I hope for trash these days.
this is recommended by Calvin. There is being possible trash. It's not by him.
Is it in English?
Yes.
Well, let's
I'll
see it.
link it out. Send the links over everything. Boo boo. Boopity boop. Boopity boop. Boopity boop. Alright.
East Grove Orphanage and Boarding School appears to the public as a place where children without families can be loved and cared for. Robin Smith and Kai Saxon, two children who've been here since they were very young, barely remember their lives before coming here. Who is manipulating these girls' lives, and how does the Doctor fit into this? What could be so special about them?
Now, this is an obvious trash fanfiction. Both A, because there's 3 chapters and 5,000 words, which means there's less than 2,000 words per chapter. Not only that, this story was started back in 2015, and it was updated 1 hour ago, which means that over the span of 2 fucking years, they managed to write 5,000 words.
Also, now I don't know how active the Doctor Who community is, but it has 2 favorites and 1 follow. And Calvin, I swear, if I find out either of these are you, I don't know what we'll do, but
We got 56k stories for the Doctor Who section. Typical favorites and follows. Okay, yeah, no, I'm seeing even some stories that are reaching up into the 400s.
oh, that's another sign that it's interesting with fan fiction. The number of favorites and follows is, for the most part, not indicative of how good or bad something is, because we have seen and read some garbage, which you can go back and you can on our YouTube channel you can watch us go through that garbage.
Yeah, here's a moment of self promotion. You can go and check out our YouTube channel if you feel like watching our previous videos, because we do in fact record all these and have them numbered and organized on YouTube. If I can find our fucking profile link.
Man, I gave you a segue.
Dude,
I gave you a
the
natural
second
segue,
you started
and you
giving me that segue, I have
fucked it
been
up.
attempting to find out how to freaking get to our profile. But YouTube makes it fucking hard, man. There we go. Holy shit.
Oh, are you kidding me, Calvin? Oh, it's gonna be one of those, is it?
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. So yes, on our shameless self-promotion right now on our YouTube channel, we do cover games. We do post Let's Plays to that with our usual wit and banter.
Wit.
Well, what passes for wit from us?
I was gonna say, we are the bottom barrel of wit.
And with that, we've lost some more people following our Twitch.
Fuck it.
All right. Let's
Good job.
Let's see. This is pretty fucking short. We'll read a couple paragraphs into this because I have no fucking idea what to even comment on this. But hey, maybe it's just that bad.
No, I mean, so far, oh boy.
Stop it! I shouted, putting up my arms to defend myself. Leave me alone. Hey, don't get on my case for acting like this. I was only 8. What? And I was getting my butt handed to me by. Why is he talking to himself? inside his own head.
Oh, good.
Introduce myself. My name is Robin Aiden Smith. Like I said, I'm 8 years. Why this is just pure? No, fuck this shit.
No, come on.
No, this is pure fourth wall break. I'm not gonna sit here and have the character talk to me.
So just skip over this and we'll just keep going.
Blah 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 blah. They describe themselves. And stop us, little squirt. Blah blah blah. Tears. Hey, my eyes widen. Blah blah blah. Girl my age. Jet black hair. Leave him alone, you prats. So you need to stop us. Beat the crud out of those boys when she was finished. They ran off. Blah blah blah. You alright? Robin Smith. Go clean yourself up. You look dreadful. Point to my face. I put a hand up. Notice the blood. Nurse's office. Didn't look surprised to see me. Miss Jones was so kind. Hello, Robin. Hello, ma'am. The boys hurt you again, sweetie. I shrugged. Are you hungry? Carrot. Food. Jones. Healing me. Are you feeling better, kid? Revenge. What kind of revenge? Turn the corner. We were startled by the headmistress. Oh, Mr. Bell. What a surprise. New room is, I'm assuming, Miss Saxon. Yes, sir. New roommate. Come on, play nice with him. During the cast, girlfriend to smoke. 3, 2, 1, and throw. Darted up from behind the gym and started throwing oranges at the boy. Who initialized my torture, looked at us glaring, went down to say something. I was truly threw an orange that landed in his open jaw. You little brats are getting paid for this. Picking on a defenseless kid, they're running away. So what now? I know you'll be staying. Alon C, Edgar and Dwighter, and it was blah blah blah. Yeah. First attempt at Doctor Who fan fiction. It's trash.
No obvious grammar errors, nothing bad here. Just odd, just constant fourth wall breaking with the character talking to them.
I cringed hard. Cease. Post review.
Yeah, introducing is a bad sign, and yeah, Captain Calvin, he's not into it because we've been reading fan fiction for a very long time. Both of us, well, we've been reading for a very long time. We love reading fan fiction.
I have over I have over 755 favorited stories, and even more followed.
And it's just this is actually the whole reason we started this show was because one night it was late and we were just going through and we were saying, hey, let's see if we can spot the terrible trash fan fictions. The answer was we could, and then we started reading one or two of them and making fun of them, and we were like, we might as well put this on the internet. I bet there are people out there who will laugh at this.
Yeah, that we did.
And so after a while, you just learn to spot what the trash is. And so, despite the fact that while this is grammatically competent, there's nothing here. There's nothing here.
No, it's nothing. It's the character introducing themselves, and that's the chapter.
It's an entire chapter of these guys, of this person introducing two characters.
All right, so this one should spice it up a bit, boys and girls.
Oh God.
This will be our last story for the day. This is a Warhammer Ruby crossover. Yes, that Warhammer. There's only Warhammer.
Oh boy. This is not a shot. Listen, I love 40K. I love 40K dearly. It is near and dear in my heart. But man, the fan fiction authors in this community suck. Y'all a bunch of angry edgelords.
Yeah. And
Like, Sneaky, tell me I'm wrong.
What picture did you link me? The fuck is this shit?
It's Fire Emblem one. You won't get it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Indeed.
Like, I'm sure you've read more 40K than I have, but like so much of it's just edgy nonsense. And bear in mind, I apply that label to a good chunk of 40K as well.
Okay, see, the thing though is with canon 40K, it's canon 40K, and it's up to the fans to properly deliver a fan fiction of it. And canon 40K gets away with everything because it's fucking canon 40K. Whatever canon 40K says is how 40K operates, is how 40K fucking operates. And the problem is when fans try to go in one direction or the other, they inevitably drag themselves away from what canon 40K says.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people who were faithful to how canon 40K portrays things, and they were good stories.
Well, I mean, like, for instance, let's take the All Guardsmen Party, which technically I would count as a fan fiction.
Basically,
because
yeah.
As it's gone on, it's gotten more and more story based.
Yeah.
That is pure 40K.
Yeah.
It has, and this is just something that's inherently difficult to do when you're doing 40K.
Yeah.
Let's make this clear. 40K is edgelord McEdgerson.
40K walks a very fine line between amusing, funny, cringy, and it's not quite edgelord there. It's not edgelord yet.
But it is.
Yeah, but the second you start writing, it's very easy to fall into the edgelord category.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Captain Calvin, the Kriegsmarine, those are not this author's creation. Those are 40K.
Yeah, they're
just like the Death Watch.
They're Death World soldiers, right?
Yeah, just like the Death Watch and the Blood Angels and a million other things that are just so edgy.
Yeah.
In 40K. And so that has always been the biggest problem with 40K. Like Sneaky said, it walks a very fine line between
because they actually do come up with a lot of reasons as to why everything is the way it is.
Now I'll say this. The initial premise here is interesting. You're taking a Kriegsmarine and you're sticking him in Ruby. The initial concept, the base concept here, is funny.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this, if you're going with a Kriegsmarine, why not just go with a Space Marine?
I think it's the Death Corps attitude.
Fair
Only
enough.
4 Tim Ziva. I don't know what a Tim Ziva is. But yeah, don't worry, Calvin. I share your I commiserate with you because there are some crossovers out there I would have really loved to see more of, and there is only like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Or they don't even exist, and it's just like, but these would be perfect. Why is there so many fucking Harry Potter times My Little Ponies when there could be more fucking insert here?
How many of those are there?
Too many.
Besides the answer being too many, I mean.
Too many.
Alright,
so why don't you start us off? I'll be right back.
Do you want me to read the author's note, or?
Sure.
My own attempt at writing out what would happen if a Death Corps of Krieg soldier, more like a highly decorated 16-year-old super soldier, were to wind up in the realm of Ruby. The possible fear, PTSD triggering, and hilarity that may ensue as we watch a Krieger boy find his place in a world he knows nothing about. Idea inspired by the Death Corps of Ruby by Doomsday Guy 12345. Are you kidding me? You unoriginal shitlord. Get a different name. And by listening to HM Kids Death Corps of Krieg for hours on end while doing homework, good job, and I'm a strong shipper of skulls and roses. Anyway, onto the Krieg at hand. Unknown location. A ragged breath muffled by leather, plastic, and glass escaped. What? This person doesn't understand how commas work. To be heard around an open field of grass. His eyes were open, staring through the glass orifices that allowed him to see the outside world. The death corpse of Krieg's soldier clenched his hands, feeling resistance as he tried to pull and tug, then looked at his right hand. The grass was clearly real, not anything synthetic. Looking up at the blue sky, a clear forecast awaited him, with no clouds to speak of. The young Krieger let out a few shallow breaths before slowly propping himself back up into a sitting position. He shook his head to clear some confusion he felt, then looked about, scanning for his weapons, all whilst trying to recall the events of the last 48 hours. A battle in Armageddon had led him and his comrades to be stranded behind enemy lines with no way of calling command. Something was jamming their vox-casting capabilities. Finding themselves ambushed, they were surrounded by heretic soldiers with but a single way out. Death. So he did what he had to. He pulled all pins on his grenade belt, and immediately his comrades followed suit. 30 crack grenades alongside 2 meltas went off like a bonfire, enrapturing both them and the Chaos Undivided soldiers in holy cleansing fire. He felt it all tear at his chest, and the burning sensation returned as but a mere phantom, for as he looked at himself, he was clearly still alive. He didn't know why the Emperor did this. Did he choose another fate to beset upon the young soldier? Did he simply not want to see someone young such as him die? Or was it something else? A new plan for the death corpse of Krieg's sergeant? A new fate in a new world? He'd only know after he got moving. 16-year-old super soldier, so Captain America. I mean, yeah.
Okay, so I just
It's
want to...
Captain America if Captain America just killed everything.
So I do want to mention 2 things here. A, I honestly love how in Warhammer you can totally blame the Warp / the Emperor for any crossover occurring.
Oh yeah, no, it is wonderful crossover bait.
B, glass orifices. Why?
I don't know. But yes, for those of you who don't know 40k, the warp is essentially a magic dimension where you can travel through space and time faster, and the humans regularly do this to get around their empire.
That spans literally the entire galaxy. And the warp is so chaotic that sometimes entire sections of the galaxy just disappear.
Indeed,
And so do ships
the Emperor does
and
have
fleets.
unlimited power.
Yes, he does in fact have unlimited power.
Like, for instance, things that are just... Like, for instance, if the walls just start bleeding or screaming, the first question that you should ask is, are we in the warp? If the answer is yes, just try to ignore it. It'll go away soon.
If the answer's no, you're in the middle of a warp storm. You're about to get fucked.
Strapping his backpack full of all necessary supplies, including his trench knife and shovel to his back, sheathing his power sword into its scabbard by his belt.
Whoa!
What?
A Death Corps soldier with a power sword?
Oh, Sneaky, we're not done.
Bullshit!
Slinging the last gun, a luscious pattern last rifle, excuse me, over his right shoulder and locking his bolt pistol and gifted, more like parting weapon, Dark Angel chainsword to the bag.
Really?
The corpseman's eyes peered around to the sight of a patch of forestry ahead, as well as a rural landscape surrounding him. He sighed deeply, then started taking steps. The familiar weight of his bag, weapons, and armor plating made him feel slightly less uneasy.
Okay, so
Right.
to explain,
Stop using those drugs. Indeed.
no drugs. All the drugs. Go to your medical cabinet right now and don't do anything. To explain why we're so much in disbelief to anyone who does not know Warhammer, power swords are reserved for the poshest of motherfuckers, which a Death Corps soldier whose main job is to die
Is not.
is not a posh motherfucker.
And
the Dark
luscious...
Angel chainsword
No,
is
hold on.
reserved.
Sneaky. You're skipping the luscious pattern last rifle and a bolt pistol. Cover those two.
Okay, no, the bolt pistol I can get, right? That's the non-gyrojet one, right?
Okay, fine. Maybe a bolt pistol, but a luscious las rifle?
I mean, maybe.
Sneaky, he's a deathcore.
I know, but they do get some sweet gear sometimes.
Sometimes, but that gear's like. Here's the thing: I didn't bat an eye when it was like, oh, they
It's
had
a
a bunch
laser
of crack.
rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. So bear in mind, in 40K, most technology has been lost.
And rediscovered, and lost, and rediscovered, and lost, and rediscovered.
But so there are different grades, mostly because this was done because originally, before there was 40K written fiction, it was a tabletop game,
Yeah.
and there were different variations of that. And so in order to make units more useful in the tabletop game, you could give them different grades of weaponry, which would increase their points, the amount of points they cost. And so they were like, well, people have been losing and rediscovering technology, so a luscious pattern weapon is like some of the best. Like, oh, this is like the original design, and it's really well done. Like those Stargate warp zones with fucked up gravity and reality.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you could
Only
say
there's
the
also
warp's like-
demons.
Yeah, except there's also demons who are literally born out of the negative desires of mankind.
And the Eldar.
And,
Don't
well, I
forget
mean,
the
yeah,
Eldar.
and the Eldar did in fact fuck each other. Space elves. The space elves fucked each other so hard, a god of fucking came into existence.
No, not a god. Demon.
A demon god of fucking came into existence.
We're not even kidding. We wish we were.
And that, kids, is why you shouldn't let your entire nation turn into sluts. Because then you'll get a demon god of sluts.
Who will destroy you to
Yes.
feed his own psyche?
Yep. But yeah, so basically, this is more or less a suicide soldier with special ops training, which is normal, packed to the gills with like fucking the equivalent of gold-plated gear.
And even leaving all those things aside, because fine, maybe he stole a power sword from someone. Fine. Maybe he was actually given a really nice gun. Fine.
Or,
Give it a
maybe he
bolt
looted
pistol.
it,
Same thing for the bolt pistol.
Yeah.
But getting a chainsword, a normal human being can't use that.
Yeah, no, that's, Chainsaw is exactly as what it sounds. It's a chainsaw
A
in...
full-size chainsaw.
Yeah, full-size
with a hilt.
chainsaw in the form of a sword. And... yeah, pretty much... It doesn't really need more explaining than that. It's fucking heavy as shit because it's all made out of fucking metal. And it has a fucking motor attached to it, so... What would you say, weight-wise? Easy 80 pounds? 120?
I mean, I don't know, because we don't know what it's made out, but, like, yeah. Like, because this isn't, we're not talking about, like, now, to their credit, the Man-at-Arms, YouTube channel did actually make a replica of this, but it was nowhere near the real deal,
Yeah.
because they took, in order to make it usable by a human being, they had to take a mini chainsaw motor and
Yeah.
put that in there. And then they had that powering a full-size chainsaw.
Get your heretical measurements out of here, Calvin.
Heretical measurements. Don't start that. Anyway. But yeah, and they used a mini motor, and even then, they had to make sure the handle had room for 2 hands to hold it.
It was. Yeah.
They did a great job of it.
Oh, they did a great
but-
job. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They did an amazing job with it, but they had to scale it down massively, and it was still absurdly heavy.
Yeah, because again, this is
Exactly.
just
in case
this is just-
Sharknadoes occur.
Indeed. This is just as if someone's just like, hey, so that thing's really hard to kill with a sword. So what if I took a chainsaw and I strapped a sword to it?
Yeah.
And then I swung it with one hand.
Yeah.
Because I'm an 8-foot tall death machine.
Yeah, I'm an 8-foot tall death machine in power armor that makes Master Chiefs look like fucking paper.
Indeed.
Anyway,
Carrying
so as
along.
we were saying, yeah, walking through
Walking through
into.
into the forest.
Oof. Ow. The boy started pushing aside branch and bush as he slowly marched through. There were not a man-made path nearby. Strangely enough, the boy could swear he was on an imperial agri-world, an agricultural haven, and a place
No,
of high,
heaven, not haven.
oh heaven indeed, a high beauty, one he could only dream of serving on. He examined the green around him with such awe. It was as if the young man had not seen a forest ever, or trees. He had, as a matter of fact, but most of them were blown apart, or lost their crowns from halfway up the trunk due to artillery, and the ground he usually traveled on was boiled, hardened mud and dirt, not grass and moss.
Now, bear in mind, that's not inaccurate. This guy, the Death Corps soldiers are originally recruited from, quote, Death Worlds.
Yeah.
And in 40K, Death Worlds are planets that are, well, deadly.
Acid
They,
storms, that kind of stuff.
they are just horribly inhospitable to life, and so they take anyone who's actually able to survive on these planets, and they say, we're gonna give them a gun, we're gonna give them a knife, we're gonna give them a couple of grenades, and we're gonna say, those guys said you look funny.
Yeah. They take crazy motherfuckers, give them crazy training, and now they're crazy motherfuckers with crazy training and pretty fucking good gear. But they're still crazy motherfuckers. In some cases, literally. The soldier
40K,
sighed,
nothing's
keeping
off
his
limits.
eyes peeled as he moved slowly through the forest, treading carefully and keeping his eyes on the floor. He wanted to make sure no booby trap caught him unaware. Then again, he had a squad. Had he a squad, he could cover himself better.
That was incredibly awkwardly worded.
He'd
Like,
be the point man, and they'd be watching his back in the sky. The enemy flyers could be anywhere above him. They probably would burn the forest looking for any survivors. Then again, this place didn't seem hostile. A few hours of walking later, clouds started forming above the boy's
he's
head.
examining the green. He plays golf now. Indeed. Now there's a fan fiction I want. We'll cross
A
40K
Greek
with
soldier,
we'll
Tiger
cross
Woods golf,
yeah, exactly.
started forming above the boy's head. And don't do what everyone expects and actually put Tiger Woods into the 40K verse.
Indeed.
The boy's head as he walked through the forest last meters. He could see a clearing ahead and what seemed to be a road not so far away from the exit out of the forest. He sighed, a sound enhanced twofold by the air colliding with his mask. Then he continued his normal breathing. Then he heard it. Struggle. The boy quickened his pace, then slammed against a thicker tree he decided to use for cover and peeked at what was going on.
Don't worry, folks. That's not sneaky dying
That's just
yet.
normal. Down the strange dirt road he saw it, drawing his standard issue binoculars from a holster on his hip. The boy also unslung his las rifle and held it by its wooden grip.
A wooden grip on a las
It's a
rifle?
luscious, dude.
Okay, fair enough, but that only reinforces our point about how ridiculous this is.
I know. A real wood grip. Looking through his binoculars, the boy zoomed in on the struggle ongoing. Two people, one boy, 1. A boy wearing a gray and black set of clothing and some armor plating on his arms, as well as a girl with darker skin, green chin-length hair, and a more revealing outfit, wielding 2 scythe guns, fought against a woman with brown hair clad in clothing with similar colors who wielded a staff with gems on it. So that's clearly Emerald and Mercury,
Yeah.
but woman with brown hair and clad in clothing with a staff and gems. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, maybe they're fighting Summer? That's something I could think of. Or, yeah, no, or, I'm sorry, Amber, yeah, the Fall Maiden, yup.
Oh, it would be Ember then. Yep. All right.
Perhaps the local thugs are attempting to fight a traveler. I should not meddle lest it become too dangerous. She seems to be keeping them away well enough. Okay. That is far too much thought for a corpseman.
Yeah, that really is. Wouldn't it typically be like hostiles kill them?
Yeah.
The corpseman thought, setting the binoculars back. Maybe you know, an older death corpseman, not a 16-year-old. A 16-year-old would definitely be running in there just shooting.
Yeah, he'd be like, aha, clearly one of these is a nobleman, the other are peasants. I need to do my duty to the Imperium and protect the noblemen, because noblemen are important.
Yeah, basically.
Because
yeah.
apparently, in the far-flung future of the, why would you just not kill... Hey, Krieger asshole, would you just not kill the first skimpy-clad girls who wants to bang boys? Calvin Cat is giving that Krieger corpseman a Gibbs head slap, indeed.
I mean, you know, you know, whatever. Looking at his, this is clearly a self-insert OC.
Oh god, yes.
Looking at his las rifle, he set it down on the floor and pulled out some extra parts from his bag. Ooh, oh wow, we got some in-field modification going on. What would the text priest say?
I was gonna say, a high-power 12x magnet. Are you kidding me? Okay, I get that this is a luscious pattern rifle, but...
Yeah, where the fuck are you getting this, motherfucker? Oh, it gets even better. Then he placed the weapon on a tarp and started taking it apart. Holy shit, fucking heresy! Tech heresy!
Oh, there's so much tech heresy. And just as quickly, he reassembled it to a long
las pattern luscious.
Okay, listen, I don't care how fancy your last rifle is. That is not how that works.
That is very, very much not how that works. And B, tech heresy.
Well, A, not how that works.
Yes, Calvin, yes, he is friggin' MacGyver because pretty much the only people that know how to even like fix these weapons are supposed to be these people called tech priests, and they literally execute people.
They are a bunch of people called the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yeah, they literally execute people if they even thought about adding attachments to their gun without checking in first. So, yeah. Welcome to Warhammer 40k.
Welcome to Warhammer 40k. Please leave your sanity at the door.
He grabbed the wooden stock of the weapon, hoisted it up, folded the tarp, and threw it back into his bag. That's a lot of irreverence for all that fucking important tech.
Yeah.
Then he used a 12-time scope to sight in the fighting, to the woman having gained a light advantage, but weakly balancing herself on the staff while steadying his breath. Amber, just down the road from the corpseman. Honestly, I don't understand why you need a fucking 12-time scope for this. Like, I've used 2 4s and 8s.
I was gonna say, down the road from him, like, he can see them with the naked eye. A 12, like...
A 12, that's like... Fucking hell, that's 500 plus meters, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Cal should stay in Starfleet. Yeah, let me put it this way. Starfleet engineers would all have been executed in the grim darkness of the far future for tech heresy.
Not only would they be executed, they would also be executed for consorting with aliens.
Yes. Or being an alien.
Yeah, or being an alien. Yeah.
Well,
Xenoph-
no. You know what? Well,
No, rogue
it depends.
traders are the only ones allowed to interact with aliens.
No. See, that's the thing I was gonna ask. Though. I was gonna ask, would they kill all the Vulcans? Would they purge them all as mutants, or would they just be slightly less filthy Xenos?
Hmm. They would obviously purge them if they think they're Xenos, but I think if they thought they were
No.
mutants,
If they thought they were Xenos,
no, they
that
would
are
purge them.
just no, they don't purge the fucking cow.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, it depends on where they are.
Yes, the 16-year-old wanted some really fucking close-ups of that ass and that cleavage.
Indeed.
No. They would, I would assume, because they're very human-looking. So this is a very delicate issue. Because they're so human-looking, they might execute them for looking too human
Well, no,
and still
they
being
might just
filthy
assume,
Xeno.
No, they might just assume they're mutants.
That's
and
what
kill
I'm
them.
saying. If they
Yeah.
think they're just mutant, if they go with the oh yes, we are just mutants of humanity, which I doubt the Klingons would actually do.
Well, no, here's the thing. Klingons are different enough.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I doubt the Klingons would be like, yes, we're just mutants of humanity. I really
God.
doubt their pride would.
Well, I wasn't talking about the Klingons. I was talking about the Vulcans.
Vulcans, right? No, I was like, star races. Maybe. Though then again, there is Data and whatnot, and they would execute them for that as well.
Oh, Data? Poor Data would be gone.
Yeah, they would probably execute anyone who had come in contact with an AI or an android.
Well, no, I mean, depending
Yeah.
on how well he presented himself, he might just be torn apart by the Mechanicus to make an army of robot soldiers.
Maybe.
You can't tell me there wouldn't be at least one Mechanicus that would be like, we can totally upgrade our servitors with this.
If it got okay, if the head Mechanicus were aware of the Starfleet, like they were there at the scene when the Starfleet suddenly popped in, maybe. But any low-level tech priest would just execute the entire ship.
Oh yeah, no, they'd be like purged
for tech
purged for the
heresy.
glory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Borg? Listen here. The Borg.
The Borg would be eliminated.
Yeah, there's no question the Borg would be eliminated. They would see the Borg and they would be like, "We've seen this. We've seen this with the Tyranids."
This is
Kill it."
exactly what we've been talking about the whole time. Purge the Xenos.
Oh Lord. Oh God, Sneaky.
Oh.
Oh God, Sneaky. Think about what would happen if the Borg got their hands on a Space Marine.
That would be.
That would be problematic.
I'm pretty sure the Space Marine would, nuke himself.
I mean, I'm sure he would try.
Yeah. Anyway, the young fall maiden, Amber, grabbed her combat staff and started walking toward a downed girl with emerald hair and cherry eyes.
Okay, hold on. Calvin's asking if the Borg have assimilate. Here's the thing. The Space Marines are indoctrinated from birth to serve the Emperor.
And genetically modified.
And genetically modified. They are so loyal to the Emperor that they have occasionally that some of the more devout Space Marines have literally banished demons from the material plane because they figured the Emperor would protect them.
Yeah. There is some definite shenanigans that go on when Space Marines are involved.
So you can bet that the last dying act of the Space Marine would be, "Oh, I'm going to be taken over by this strange tentacle thing. I'm going to kill myself."
Set armor to fuck everything. Anyway. She was too young to be a murderer, and yet there she stood, her weapons, strange pistol scythes, off to her side and her laying on the floor glaring at Amber. The girl had no quarrel with killing anyone who threatened her. As Ozpin had once said, it's either you or them in combat, and you're worth more than any of them. That's a very interesting thing for Ozpin to say. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
yes. I guess you could. I suppose you could try and
Yeah.
assimilate a space marine, but I don't know.
It'd be an interesting thought exercise. She
Yeah.
held that thought with both fear and respect, so as she hesitantly.
Raised her staff to strike down the girl before her, laying on the ground. She muttered a quiet "Om, forgive me," before a sharp pain struck her in the back, making her gasp. The Kriegsman's eyes were wide at the sight of a third one, a girl with a bow that had blades on it, having fired on the brown-haired girl. By all sights, whatever happened in the sweet minute he'd been changing his weapon into a long lance, he's missed it. But this one he didn't, blood dripping down her back as the arrow implanted itself into her shoulder blades. The brown-haired girl fell to her knees, dropping her staff. The Kriegsman swore behind his breath.
Behind his breath. I mean, no. It's either under.
Under his breath,
Yeah. It's under his breath or nothing.
Then he
Sorry,
started running through the forest, jumping over fallen logs, through bushes to get a better vantage point. I have missed too much in those few seconds. I was changing my weapon systems around. Had I intervened, perhaps this would not have occurred. Now a human girl, perhaps a nobleman's daughter, maybe even the Castellan's heir in this world, has taken an arrow to the back, and 3 bandits are closing in to kill or kidnap her. I was stupid for my age. Yeah, you really should have just charged in.
I was gonna say, I don't think anyone could ever accuse a Kriegsmarine of being a coward, but you are.
Yes! Kriegsman, you have failed your city!
Now, Oliver Queen is in that too. No, Oliver Queen would not appreciate Cinderfall.
I have missed too much. Yeah, right, we already saw that.
Glove extended. No. Slid into cover.
As he made his way to his vantage point, he slid into cover, planting himself firmly against the tree trunk and raising his rifle, shouldering it well and peering down its scope to see a third assailant, the woman with a bow and arrow, drop her weapon and put on a glove with a strange reddish mark on the back of her palm as she approached the wounded warrior girl, who was held down by the other 2 cronies. The glove extended from the assailant's fingers to halfway up her arm and was white with strange red lines, as well as the odd symbol. From a distance, the boy had a feeling he saw the symbol before, maybe in chaos rituals he'd once interrupted, perhaps.
Hold up! You trying to tell me this Kriegsman's looked at chaos rituals and hasn't been purged?
Death Corpse. I'm pretty sure they just assumed he would die eventually.
Fair point.
Death Corps actually get away with a lot of shit because it's just like, well, they're gonna die anyway.
Yeah. To be fair, that probably explains why he was able to get away with tech heresy.
That's also a fair point.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. The funny
Yeah.
thing about tech heresy is, for most of the Mechanicus, most of the Mechanicus are very much like the guy on MASH. I see nothing. I hear nothing. I know nothing. If you're not committing tech heresy in front of them,
Yeah.
they'll probably let it slide.
Yeah. But I mean, who's really going to assign Tech Priest to a Death Corps squad? I mean, right?
Yeah. A glove with a reddish mark. Who is she?
Yeah.
I mean,
close. I got that reference.
I feel old because I got that reference.
Yeah.
I got that reference.
He'd have to consider that, along with appropriate punishment for his hesitation later, and deal with the situation at hand. His eyes were locked on the glove as the assailant woman approached it toward the other youngling's forehead. That's a really awkward sentence. He felt the
Yeah.
ripple in the air, and staring at the extended gloved right hand of the woman in a red dress, he saw it. A rippling warp portal appeared in her palm as she extended her fingers, and out from the portal a strange creature reared its head, what looked to be a black scarab, with a white upper shell and reddish pulsing veins, and crimson-orange eyes staring at the girl as that was about to be its prey.
Okay, listen here. For a Kriegsman, you're doing a lot of introspection and not nearly enough head shooting.
There is a lot of introspection and observation going on here, and far too little execute the heretics.
You are a Kriegsmarine, although I'm beginning to question if you're a heretic, given how you haven't shot this one yet.
The shooting's coming, don't worry. Undoubtedly a chaos demon, heretics attacking a human, a child of the god emperor. This shall not pass, not while the Krieger still draws breath still. But then fucking shoot them already, Jesus fucking Christ! Monologuing like a fucking TV villain.
No, he's monologuing like an inquisitor.
Indeed, he is monologuing like an inquisitor.
Here's the thing. If this person had just made this an inquisitor, all my problems would be gone. 40k-wise.
Yeah, this is fair enough. Yeah, that's true. That is true. The boy's breath and heartbeat had been steadied as his eyes peered down the scope, and he picked his target, either the heretical woman's head or the little warp scarab, a name he'd chosen to give the little demon. No time to hesitate now either, he remembered. His gaze eyes set on the scarab. His fingers squeezed the trigger, and the familiar light kick of the lasgun pushed into his shoulder. Under his gaze, the scarab's bone-like upper plating splintered, then broke apart into shards, and its black body bubbled and boiled, before it exploded into a shower of flames, setting ablaze the chaos-tainted white glove the woman had been using. The boy switched targets quickly and shot the glove right into the palm, setting it in the woman's hand ablaze in cleansing flame.
Alright, now you sound like a Kriegsmarine!
Yes,
a particularly
Calvin.
devout one, but a Kriegsmarine.
Inquisitors are very much exactly what you're kind of thinking, is they get the best fucking gear, they get the best fucking soldiers sometimes, and they are sent on death missions. I mean, not always for the Inquisitor, but usually for everyone with the Inquisitor.
The Inquisitors are in charge of protecting the Imperium from heresy.
Yes, they go around executing heretics, they go around executing Xenos, they go around executing not heretics or Xenos.
Calvin, their job is so important and they have so much power that if they deem a world is too corrupt, they can order the Imperium Navy to destroy the planet, to lay waste to everything on that planet. That is the level of power an Inquisitor possesses. They can say, this world needs to die, and the Navy will be like, yes, sir.
Yep, they have a lot of power in there.
So they are more than the Hallowed Authority. They are the Spanish Inquisition on 7 million steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronan the Destroyer.
Yeah. 1,000 needles felt like they impaled Cinder's hand at the exact same time as she barely managed to pull away from the burn and throw the flaming glove off to the side. The woman grabbed her wrist and looked at her palm, which twitched as her aura struggled to heal her burned palm and melted skin.
Okay, so far,
yes, an army
40K...
of Ronan the Destroyers. Yes.
Yeah. So far, apart from a lot of 40k quibbling that I have, because this person clearly doesn't understand fucking Kriegsmarines at all, or the level of gear that a Kriegsmarine should have, no real problem, no real grammar problem. Some grammar problems.
No real grammar problems. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, the occasional misspelled word here and there, but I mean.
Yeah, so far this is the worst, and it's and this is just an incredibly redundant sentence. Well, apart from that one super confusingly worded sentence.
What?
I forget which one it was, back up at the top.
Oh, yeah. She gritted her teeth and slammed her wounded hand into the ground and asked, "What the hell was that?" through a very, very angered grunt of pain. "We don't know. How bad is the wound?" Emerald exclaimed, rushing to the side of Cinder as Mercury kept Amber pinned to the floor, holding both her arms. It burns, Dust. It fracking burns. Fracking, of course. Cinder swore, clutching her burning hands. It still struggled to heal. Whoever did this is gonna pay, she screamed. Why is there no holes in her fucking head?
I was gonna say, Kriegsmarine, I'm noticing an alarming amount of not heretic shooting.
Find whoever did this and bring me their fracking head, to which her younger subordinate could
Oh
do
no,
little
Calvin,
but
we're not saying
obey.
the story is bad at all.
No,
We are
it's a
having,
lot of little quibbling about the specifics, but so far they do have the appropriate responses after a lot of quibbling.
for the most part.
For the most part, yes. They're like we've been saying, there's a distinct lack of bang bang bang, kill the heretics, my life for the God Emperor. Yes, they are. Yes.
Yes. Find whoever did this and bring me their head, to which her subordinate could do little but obey, blah, blah,
As
blah.
she was doing that, Cinder staggered to her feet, holding on to the pained right hand and staring at the finely healed burn. She glared daggers toward Amber, then walked up to the kneeling girl and knelt in front of her, taking her chin between her left hand and thumb, lifting her head as to make them face to face. That's really awkward. Then
Yeah.
she asked, "Do you have someone shadowing you, dear fall maiden? A soldier, perhaps? Maybe a huntsman?" With such a fake smile and calm voice that even her master's most sarcastic peer, Watts, would laugh. "Yeah, I've got a huntsman, but he's a bit behind. Got caught up with a bunch of Grim," Amber snarled, regarding Cinder with a glare that could kill a Goliath. The wench delivered a loud slap across the auraless girl's right cheek. I'm pretty sure the Fall Maiden does in fact have aura.
No, but this, in order for them to steal her power, they just beat the shit out of her until she didn't have any more aura.
Okay.
So, the shields are down, Captain.
Thor is down. I don't know about Thor being in here.
Well, we'll see.
I've got a huntsman. A bit behind, blah, blah. Don't toy with me, you fracking whore.
Oh my
Cinder then
god.
snapped. Clearly they are a Battlestar fan.
Mm-hmm.
Cinder then snapped, receiving a chuckle from Mercury. She merely glanced at him, seemingly enough to make the young murderer cough and take his job, that of holding Amber down for
For something
Amber
to deal with more
Cinder deal
seriously.
with more seriously. Cinder nodded, then shifted her gaze toward the maiden again and asked, "Then who the hell did this?" angrily pointing at her hand, which still had a minor scar in the middle of her palm. Amber merely grinned as blood dripped down her chin into a small pool, plopping onto the ground, then answered, "Maybe it's just some good Samaritan who thought he should help out a damsel in distress."
Yes, they're using Monty's last name. Damn you.
Yep.
Don't
All
know why
right.
they do
So
this.
we're halfway through now. We've delivered our verdict. Let's accelerate through to see if he properly has the Krieg soldier interact, and then leave a review.
I was gonna say, we are still not seeing any more last gunfire purging the heretics, so
So let's
he's
see.
not doing his job.
3 heads or thud to the right. Wounded, breathless, and scarred Emerald laying on the floor behind her. Why is she not dead?
Mm-hmm. Coffee brown
Um,
combat boots.
Layers of skulls, strange box, tube, skull, gas mask, skulls, double eagles, skulls, steel helmet with skulls, badge, death corpse of Krieg, sword, skull, blah blah blah, right shoulder, broad one, gold trimmings, handguard, wrapped around a blade's hilt, blocky, gigantic pistol device. Surrender now, heretic scum, or face the wrath of the God Emperor. Yeah, I'm pretty. That's more of an Inquisitor line. I think that's going to be the main part of the review that we're going to leave. Is he's
It's
acting a lot
definitely
more like an
Inquisitor,
Inquisitor.
not Krieg.
Yeah, Krieg is more of a blam blam. There you go, Cal. There's your next story. Saving the damsels in distress of Ruby. Mercury and Amber stared at the man, nothing shock and fear visible in their eyes or their expressions. Cinder gave the man who told him for a glare of venomous blah blah. Mercury looked between the two, boss something and mess with him. Shut up, Mercury. Move or hurt the girl and you'll suffer a fate worse than your friend laying in front of me. You feel lucky here, checked on many of your kind, see a Krieger and live to tell the tale. Much less did we talk, less did we US or surrender, so put the weapons down. Yeah, that's a good point. The author does make a good point. Why the fuck is he talking?
I don't know. Like I said, there's an alarming lack of, murder.
Earlier
Anyway.
in the forest, blah blah blah. Oh frack, she's getting the shit kicked out of her. Krieger, to hold your ground, Mercury. I'll deal with this bastard. Pistol boom, nearly missing the person. Hit the Krieger square in the unarmed shoulder, making blood seep through the wound he received. Soldier of Death immediately rushed in there. Let me go, you dusty brute. No, the mutant.
Wait,
Motionless
what? What's this
paradox.
about? Hold on, I'm
Kill
sorry.
the
Where are
mutant,
we?
may Emperor have mercy upon your soul went. Apparently he's taking out the chainsaw and cutting her in half.
Wait. Hold on. Where the fuck are we?
I'm accelerating.
Yeah, I know, but
Keep the fuck up. See each other again. Okay, so he doesn't cut her in half. Large blah blah. Do it. Side to an engine of chainsword. Las rifle to the right. Rescued. Same gray outfit. Cross pendant around his neck. Reeking of alcohol. I'll take the appropriate punishment once we reach the nearest guard outpost.
yeah, blah blah blah. Like, I have no problems with this story in and of itself, and I'm probably going to keep reading it. It's just the person has written this as if it were an inquisitor, not a Kriegsmarine. Although, at least when he's talking to Crow, those parts are, they seem like Kriegsmarine, but other times it seems like an inquisitor.
Okay, he's having dialogue in the same paragraph.
Oh no, the whole huntsman thing? No, that's just huntsman. That's just Ruby. People who fight the monsters in this world are called hunters or hunters, huntsmen, huntswoman. Just depends on who's talking and the gender of the person doing the fighting.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Talking about Calvin. He explained the Thor thing.
Oh, okay. I completely missed that explanation then.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, Thor,
yeah.
because okay, I saw that one. I must.
Yeah.
Okay.
So render our verdict, which is it's a good story.
I mean, not a bad story. I certainly won't be following it because of how un-Krieg-like the Kriegsman is acting.
Yeah. But if you just mentally replace it with Inquisitor in your head, you'll probably be able to get through it. Yeah. So in your review, you just be like, for the most part, this is great. It's not the Kriegsmarine is just acting decidedly un-Kriegs-like.
He's acting more like an inquisitor than a 16-year-old death troop.
And minor quibbles about basically the awesomeness of this child's gear. Yeah, B-.
Pretty fucking posh gear. A death trooper.
For a death worlder.
Before you ask, I consider anything from Warhammer 40k stronger than Ruby characters, period. Especially a DKK veteran like my soldier OC. I mean, facing demons, chaos, space marines, and orcs daily will do this stuff to you. Sure, fucking whatever.
I mean, sure. We don't know how Aura would hold up to a las rifle, but I'm gonna guess pretty poorly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, concentrated heat blast, not exactly something that people would expect to deal with.
Yeah, I have no problems with that. That's perfectly fine.
Yep. But yeah, because I mean, Aura seems like it's more on the kinetic angle because
And even then,
fire's
like,
still pretty fucking effective against people with Aura.
yeah, I was gonna say, and even then, as we've seen, relatively speaking, a couple of high-powered rifle rounds can deplete it pretty quickly.
Yeah, so I mean, a las rifle, which is pure heat and light, is probably gonna be a bit much for Aura since it's not very much kinetic force behind it.
Hey, hey, you've been shot with pure energy.
So I mean, not gonna be a story I follow. Um, do you want to put this into the Fanfiction Tuesday?
I don't think we need to put into Tuesday. I mean, we could to see if he makes the Kriegsman act more Kriegy later on.
Yeah.
Um,
Let's do it. We can
yeah,
always use more Tuesday fictions instead of
yeah,
using our Friday fictions. Well
yeah.
then, that is the end. That is we went an extra hour long for you folks. Uh,
Because we love you.
yeah, because we actually had good fictions today, and we didn't feel like committing Sudoku by the end.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a pleasant amount of good fiction today.
Check us out once more on our YouTube channel, Two Idiots and a Southerner, or you can come back to the Twitch page every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. ish, and we will be continuously running this. So, see you all
Next week.
later.
Good night or good morning, whichever it may be for you.
Good night, farewell, good morning,